31st. Houston head coach D'Amico Ryan still being coy on who will be the week one starter, saying, quote, we'll let you know who the starter is when we get to the Ravens. And the Rangers continue their series against the Diamondbacks at 8 right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the back. Oh, the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about this, Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wake up and stop yawning. It is R&R in the morning. Rudy J. Rob is out. Pledge couldn't make it, so it's just myself and Edwin, Easy E. Hafner. Good morning, Edwin. How you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. Not button up for you. Bro.
Yeah, you ain't buttoned up. It's all good. I'm not buttoned up today either. This shirt, it doesn't look as good buttoned up. The collar is a little bit short, so when I do button the top button, if you tuning in to Early Birds on YouTube, you can see I'm not buttoned up today, but my collar is awake. The thing, you can't have the sleepy collar. If you're not going to have it, you got to go have, if you're not going to go top button, you cannot have the sleepy collar. Yeah, anyway, Rob texted me late last night. It was late. I don't remember. What time was it when Rob texted me? Oh, man, it was late, though. I knew something was up when I got a text that late from Rob. Let me see what time it was. Like almost 11 o'clock. Not feeling too well. Won't be in. I'm fine with that. I don't think he got the cooties. I don't think he has the C word, but he wasn't feeling well. And I'd rather him not come in than come in with the cooties and spread it all around the studio. Cause these studios, man, they're airtight. So you come in here with the cooties, everybody gonna get sick. So yeah, Rob is out today. Pledger couldn't make it. Normally when Rob is out or if I'm out, Pledger comes in. But Pledger, I think he said he had a dentist appointment. You got to take care of your grill. You got to have it. See, Pledger's single. You know what I mean? Pledger's single. When you're a single male, you got to have decent shoes and your grill can't be all jacked up. You can't be smiling in women's face with your teeth all jacked up or your teeth all yellow. So Pledge couldn't make it. So it's going to be myself and Edwin. Now, Edwin, I'm telling you now, I come from the Jordan school of things. If I pass you the rock, and you don't knock down the shot, I'm not passing you the ball again.
So I have to be Steve Kerr.
You got to be Steve Kerr.
John Paxson.
Craig Hodges, John Paxson. Maybe Pip. Nah, you Craig Hodges, you Steve Kerr, you John Paxson.
Yeah, Pip doesn't like to be second fiddle.
No, Pip don't like to be second fiddle. I mean, I wouldn't either, man. I mean, when you let your son, get engaged to my ex-wife, and my ex-wife used to babysit your son, and you're okay with that. Yeah, if I was Pip, I'd be upset too. That whole Pippen, Larsa Pippen, / Michael Jordan's son. No, his grill is, what up, Rudolph? Pledger's grill is straight. His grill is perfect. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's going to the dentist to make sure it stays on point. And again, when you single, you got to keep that grill straight. But yeah, the Larsa Pippen / Michael Jordan Jr. situation is weird. It's what's weird to me though with these young ladies, they want divorces, but they want to keep the last name. Yeah, I'm like Ike Turner. Now I'm not like Ike in that sense, but in the movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? When they were going through the divorce, he was like, "Hey, that's my daddy's last name. That last name got my daddy's blood on it." So Larson, you don't want nothing to do with Scotty. You want all his money, but you want to keep his last name to keep yourself out, so everybody knows who you are and who you were. But that's a whole other topic. Yeah. So no Rob, no Pledge. It's all good. We're gonna have us a good time. What is it? Tuesday? What's today? The 22nd? Yes, the 22nd. 2 days from my sister's birthday. So I'm sure I'll be contacting her sometime this week. See what she's gonna be up to. We have a lot to get to today, but first I want to get some programming things out of the way. It is almost football season, and we're gonna be loaded pretty much throughout the entire station, but right here on R&R in the morning, beginning September 11th. Well, actually, yeah, it'll be the morning after the Cowboys play. So let's say the Cowboys play on the Thursday night. This will be Friday. If the Cowboys play Sunday, it'll be Monday. If they play Monday, it'll be Tuesday. But starting September 11th, ESPN's Todd Archer will join us the morning after the Cowboys play during the season at 7:05. Fort Worth Star-Telegram legend Clarence Hill will join us every Tuesday morning at 7:05. So you got Todd Archer and Clarence Hill. Just to give you a little background on those guys, there's one other guy that gets to get the first question when you're talking about Jerry, you're talking about Mike McCarthy. These guys are the heavy hitters when it comes to the Cowboys. So not only, of course, y'all know the 2 years I've been here, well, hell, even before I got here, Jason and Rob would have Coach Jason Garrett. This was Jason Garrett days. They would have Jason Garrett every day, once a week. And ever since I've been here, since July 21, since started with football season, we've had Coach Mike McCarthy on Fridays. So we'll have Coach Mike McCarthy on Fridays at 7. But to give you a little background on Todd Archer and Clarence Hill, these are the big dogs. It's, along with John Machota, who joins the Blitz every Friday at 5:30. These are the big dogs when it comes to covering the Cowboys. So if you're a big time Cowboy fan, which most of you are, it's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. You're going to want to tune in the day after Cowboy game for Todd Archer and every Tuesday with Clarence Hill. Of course, Coach Trailer, Birds Up, Triangle of Toughness, all that good stuff. Don't eat the cheese. He's going to start joining us Monday, August 28th. Yes, so that next Monday we'll start our Coach Trailer weekly hits, and I'm sure he's going to be on the Blitz as well. Not sure which day on the Blitz that Coach Trailer will be. Jason and Joe let you know that. Jason should be back today from his Metallica weekend. I'm sure that you're going to want to tune into the Blitz. So Coach Trailer starts Monday. Then, of course, Blogging with the Boys, RJ Ochoa, Fridays at 7:30. He and I always have a good time arguing back and forth with each other. He is a Dak lover, apologist. Rudolph Gonzalez on the YouTube. Yeah, it's going to rain today. They say it's going to rain. I saw that on the forecast, but you're San Antonio, so you never know, Rudolph. It's supposed to rain today around, about 4 o'clock, which is perfect time because that's when it's hot. But with that rain, it's supposed to be dropped down to 87. So that's just some programming notes. Todd Archer, Clarence Hill, Mike McCarthy, RJ Ochoa, Jeff Trailer. And then, of course, with the Blitz, they're going to get Stephen Jones. They're going to get Jeff Trailer. They get John Machota. So this is your one-stop. Again, I've been listening to San Antonio radio for a long, long time. Long time. A lot of legends. Well, I don't want to reach. A lot of great talent has come through the San Antonio airways, whether it be across the street, whether it be right here. But I don't ever remember a lineup of guests like this, especially when just Stephen Jones and Mike McCarthy alone, let alone Coach Trailer, who, again, I don't know how long he's going to be here in UTSA, but I'm just going to enjoy it. He's from Beast, Texas, like myself, made his name, cut his teeth out there. So I don't know, but I don't remember any station or having a lineup like this. I can remember the Greg Popovich show across the street. Don and Pasacreti used to do that. I don't know, but regardless, it's a hell of a lineup over here, especially when you're talking about Archer, you're talking about Clarence, you're talking about McCarthy, you're talking about Stephen Jones. So San Antonio Sports Star, man, we're just trying to give y'all what the people want. So if you want to text us as well, 656-3776 or 656 ESPN. Of course, chime in on YouTube. Hit us up on X at San Antonio Sports Star, at RudyJ_Star. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok. I don't have a Ryan's done a great job. And those that don't know Ryan, he's fairly new to our digital team, but he's been trying to get us old fogies to be more engaged on social media. You know, Rob did another video yesterday, which is shocking to see Rob, knocking out his social media things. Joe's knocking out his social media things. You know, Jason and I, Jason is more of a lifestyle social media guy. Speaking of Jason Minix, he's a lifestyle guy. He doesn't post much about sports. Like during games, he'll tweet here and there and stuff like that. But for the most part, Minix is I think me too. I'm more of a lifestyle poster myself, and I'm trying to get more into posting about sports. But the thing about it is, I've always felt with social media and sports, it's like, damn, well, I don't want to give away all my takes on X or Twitter or whatever. I'm just say Twitter, man. Screw that. I'm not going to fall into Elon's crap. Twitter. I don't want to give away all my thoughts on Twitter and then go and repeat them on airways. I got 4 hours, but then again, hell, I would think 90% of your followers on social probably don't even listen to the show. So I got to get more into, excuse me, more into tweeting live games and stuff like that. I promise to do that during football season. Bro Gamer 123 on YouTube. Shout out to Harlandale freshman football team. Yes, speaking of high school football, you know, when I got here, I don't remember what happened. Yeah, Jason Minix, he was doing the show with Kevin Brock. He would do his high school games with Kevin Brock. They had been partners for 20 some odd years as far as doing Friday Night Light stuff. Well, a couple of weeks in the first year I got here in 2021, August through whatever, Kevin would have something to do family-wise, whatever the case may be. Shout out to John Robbins, a statistician. He keeps us on point in the booth. Kevin was out. He was like, hey, Rudy, you want to give color commentary a try on high school football? And I was like, what? You know, I've never done color, especially not for high school football, but I gave it a shot. I was okay. You know, in my little fill-ins, and then 2022 hit and football season rolled around, and Jason was like, dude, Kevin's got stuff to do with his kids. He's not gonna be able to do it this season. You want to do full season? I said, what? I was nervous, you know. The unknown kind of makes you weary, like, you know what, I don't know. But then I was like, you know what, let's try it, man. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I did the full season last year, and I was okay. I can still get a lot better. So this will be my second full season as the starter. So I should be better this year, but we're going to start the high school football season off right here on San Antonio Sports Star this Friday. Brennan versus Steele out at Lynn Hoff Stadium. Now, keep in mind, I mean, and it's nothing new. Like, football practice starts, I don't know, high school football. I never played high school football. I didn't want to get hit. Not ashamed of it. But I never played high school football, but it's well known that high school football practice probably started, a month or two ago? I don't know. You parents of high school football players, y'all could let me know. But Brennan hasn't even started class yet. My daughter goes to Brennan. She's going to be a sophomore. They don't start school until Monday yet. They got to play Steele this Friday out at Lynn Hoff Stadium, 7:30. Pre-game starts at 7, so the blitz will be from 2 to 6. Then you'll get pledge 6 to 6:30-ish. I don't know. You know what? I got to ask Tim on how that's going to work from 6 to 7.
Well, pledge is going to be out on Friday. I'm doing the board for you guys. So
really?
I don't know what's going to.
I got to ask Spence that if he wakes up. I don't know what time Tim Spence wakes up, but regardless, we get the pregame going at 7:00. When Jason normally interviews both coaches that day, so he'll interview the Brennan head coach, interview Steele head coach, and we'll get it going. Now, from what I heard, they're calling this the Peanut Butter Bowl. Brennan families, Steele families. How the hell did this become the Peanut Butter Bowl? I don't know, but I'm excited. You know, I'm very excited. We also get Judson and Steele to end the season, so we'll see if I've grown as a color commentary, high school football, whatever, color commentary host. Yeah, that thing. So that's programming. We got NFL gumbo, of course. We're going to say, hey, you know, ESPN brought out their power rankings. Now, what they did with this power rankings this time, they added a little caveat to it. They added, okay, well, if things don't go well for this team, who will be to blame? Now, we were in Oxnard a few weeks back, and I was worried. I like Mike McCarthy. He likes me. He calls me RJ. He calls upon me to keep Rob in check. And I said at Oxnard, if this thing doesn't go right, they're going to blame my guy Double M. That wasn't me. He's on the hot seat. I didn't need ESPN and their power rankings people to tell me that, because I know nobody ever wants to blame Dak. And I don't think, look, ESPN people, they're not always right. They're not. But these people that they put in these positions, they're smart, but that doesn't mean they're always right. But what they do know, they're smart enough to know that if this thing doesn't go right this year for Dallas, and what I mean by doesn't go right, I mean if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, we're going to blame Mike McCarthy. Why? Because they know there's nothing anybody can do about Dak Prescott. Even though, exactly, Mike initiated it. Yes, he got Kellen. Well, he didn't get Kellen Moore out of there, but he talked Jerry and Steven into not re-upping him. He did. So I didn't need ESPN rankings. Yes, of course, they didn't blame Mike McCarthy, and we'll talk about that next. Sha'Carri Richardson smoked a little bit of weed, popped career started going on the downhill. Now she's back up, just won the 100 meters last night from the 9th lane by time, not by place. So shout out to Sha'Carri Woods. And Sam Howell. Watched him last night. Sam Howell looks good. Edwin, don't get scared. Don't get scared. The Commanders. And, oh, by the way, UT fan, that's Sam Howell, starting quarterback for the Commanders. Drake May, probably going to be, top 3 pick next year, depending on who's up there in the top 3. You know, y'all ran Mac Brown out of town. He's sending quarterbacks to the NFL. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about Charlie. Shout out to Charlie. He wasn't cut out for the job. He's a brother. Not many brothers coaching NCAA football, but I got to call a spade a spade. He wasn't cut out for that gig. A little bit, the light's a little bit too bright for him. Then Tom Herman comes in. That's supposed to be the savior. Don't do a damn thing. Is Sark going to send somebody to the league? Because Mac Brown's all the way in North Carolina, still sending guys to the league. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Quinn Ewers is about to be an NFL quarterback.
Is he?
Yeah.
We're putting a whole lot on Quinn Ewers' plate. And the thing about it is, everybody is high on Quinn Ewers based off the game against Alabama. Right? Am I right? Everybody was good against Alabama's defense. That's what y'all are hanging y'all's hat on? Y'all hanging y'all's hat on a game against Alabama's worst defense, in my opinion, under Nick Saban. And yes, that's what Will Anderson over there. Will Anderson was taking kind of easy, making sure he didn't get hurt. But he's shining with the Texans, so it was a brilliant plan on Will Anderson's part. But yeah, everybody looked good against Alabama's defense last year. What I want to know, and I asked my buddy this Sunday, we're out at Golf Club of Texas playing golf. My buddy played baseball at UT, so he's a huge UT honk. He has UT season tickets. I was like, James Pledger, Sam Ellinger and Shane Buechele. All right, James, enough said. Enough said. Sam Ellinger's like 17th string, and I don't even know where that other dude is. Shane Bucher, is that what he said?
Buechele, he's
Shane Buechele. I don't even know.
Mahomes' backup.
Yeah. Shane Buechele and Sam Ellinger. All right. Sam Howell is starting for the Commanders. Drake May is going to start for somebody next year. Knock it off, James Pledger. Just go to the dentist. Get your teeth shined up, dog. Stop it. Y'all ran Mac Brown out of here like he was like he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And maybe Mac Brown was past his time, but all I'm saying is he's still doing his thing over there, turning out, starting, not 3rd string, not 17th string, starting NFL quarterbacks. And Sam Howell looks damn good, and he's going to make the NFC East very, very interesting. As I said, I didn't need ESPN's power rankings to tell me who the hell the Cowboys are going to blame, but we're going to look at the power rankings. We're going to look at who ESPN says will be to blame. We're going to hear from Greg Olson. He's come to Dak's defense. It's going to be a very, very fun show. So sit tight. We're going to play the blame game, but I didn't need ESPN to help me with this. It's R&R in the morning. Rudy J, Edwin Easy E. Hafner. Everybody sit tight.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Raiders at 6 p.m.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's probably going to be about 115 degrees at your house today, just like everybody else's down here in San Antonio. Let me tell you, I'm awfully happy to have Roof Fix as my roofer. I know that no matter what happens with my roof, I've got Roof Fix standing behind me. They were here from the beginning, and they will be here for the duration. So when I'm worried about the heat and it's expanding and contracting and what it's doing to my roof, I call Roof Fix. They'll come out and inspect it, make sure everything's in great shape. When that emergency comes, and you know it will, I call Roof Fix. They come out, mitigate the damage, and get to work. If you need a new roof, call Roof Fix. If you're worried about what's happened to your roof, call Roof Fix. If it's time for solar, call Roof Fix. Your neighbors have, your families have for over 40 years. Roof Fix. They're here today. They're going to be here tomorrow. The home for the low price guarantee. A approved credit to take care of just about every need, even for deductible help. That's why Roof Fix is in my phone. Put 210 Fixed Roof in your phone. When the emergency comes, call them, but make sure you've got Roof Fix on your mind. They're my guy in the business. Make them yours. Call them today and thank me later.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Missions Baseball is back tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Gates open at 6 p.m. First pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets. We are San Antonio.
Got chronic joint pain but want to avoid steroids and surgery? Take some advice from pro football legend Emmitt Smith. Call QC Kinetics.
Let QC Kinetics help you improve your quality of life with biologic therapies that get your body to repair and restore damaged tissue.
These exciting new regenerative treatments from local medical professionals can help your body heal itself with lasting pain relief.
Trust me, you want to avoid surgery if you can. Check out these biologic treatments to see what your options are.
QC Kinetics, restorative, regenerative solutions with no downtime, no surgery, no drugs.
I'm talking about joint pain we all can relate to in your knees, your shoulders, your hips, and your lower back. They'll get you feeling good again.
Get relief now.
What are you waiting on? Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we get this question quite a bit. Here's what you have to do. Contact Morgan Harrison via email. It's morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she's going to have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, and even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning. Rudy J, Easy E, my main man Edwin Hafner, and with me today. Rob is out with the cooties. Normally, when Rob or myself is out, James Pledger will come in and drop a dime, assist with the with getting us through the 4 hours. But he had other plans. He had to go and get the grill cleaned up. I'm not mad at him. Single man, you got to keep your grill on point, keep your shoes on point. So it's just myself and Edwin. And as I told y'all in the first segment. If I pass the ball to Easy E and he don't knock down the shot, I'm not passing him the ball again, Edwin. This is tough love, dog. This is the Mamba mentality. This is MJ. I'm not gonna pat you on the butt. You missed the shot when I come to you, dog. I'm not passing you the ball again. All right.
No Tim Duncan type leadership.
No, we ain't no
high-fiving after every
this ain't no
game.
Tim Duncan, pat you on the booty. This ain't Steve Nash, pat you on the booty. Sorry, man, keep shooting. No. You better knock down the shot when I come to you. Shout out to everybody on the Early Bird YouTube channel. James Pledger is up early. I don't know why he's up this early, but he said, so we're making a big deal out of preseason results all of a sudden when ones play against twos. Where was this energy produced? Look, this whole preseason thing with the Cowboys. I mean, look, I'm no Cowboy lover, right? I just call a spade because unlike most of y'all, I don't live and die with sports anymore as far as like wins and losses. For me, I'm all about storylines and what's going to be good content for my show. I don't care. There was a time when I would wake up on Monday mornings and be distraught, or after an NBA game, I'd wake up and be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But like after time, I was like, this is stupid. You know, you see these guys on vacation 3 or 4 days later. If you're James Harden, you see him at the strip club an hour later. Danny Green after 2013 went to Club Live and was high-fiving D Wade and LeBron like, hey, man, congratulations. I was like, man, this is stupid. Why am I waking up at a job that I hate, mad at the world over a game, and they done packed up their families, and they are in the Maldives looking at clear blue water, chilling, and I'm at work mad and still got the same bills and still got the same problems. I don't give a damn who wins and who loses. But this whole Cowboy preseason stuff, like, you know, we're reaching because we're trying to get ourselves to the regular season. And so like this whole backup offensive line crap. Nobody's offensive line backups are good. Like, are there some times where like you put a guy in and you're like, oh damn, it worked out. But for the most part, when it comes to offensive linemen, if you're the starting left tackle goes down, you are going to struggle. If Zach Martin goes down, there's nobody in the world that's going to be able to come in and do what Zach Martin has done for the last 10, 12 years, however long he's been with the Cowboys. So, you know, I've heard, you know, RJ's been on our show. Well, the offensive line, backup offensive line is so hard. Yes, it is. It's for everybody. Everybody's backup offensive linemen stink as Patrick Mahomes. So there's that. But ESPN brought out their power rankings. But with the power rankings, they added on a little side bit where it's like, hey, you know what? If things don't go right for said team, this is who we'll blame. Of course, and let's just go through the top 5 power rankings. Chiefs 1, Eagles 2, Bengals 3, Niners 4, Bills 5, Dolphins 6. You heard that? Dolphins 6, Cowboys 7. Let's round out the top 10. Baltimore 8, Chargers 9, and the Detroit Lions 10. So a couple of unusual suspects in there when you look at the Dolphins, you look at the Lions, you look at the Ravens. I think those, I don't know if I would have had them in the top 10. But when we talk about who will be the blame game, according to ESPN, on the hot seat will be Coach Mike McCarthy. Now, when I said this at Cowboys training camp, I tweeted it out. Like, man, look, Mike is my guy. We're good friends. We chit-chat. I'm exaggerating. But Mike is my guy. And I was like, look, I don't want it to be this way, but I know how this works. They're going to blame Mike McCarthy. RJ Ochoa took that tweet, retweeted it. Now, RJ Ochoa, I want to say, has like 80,000 followers. I don't know. It's something crazy. His following online is crazy. He got recognized by so many people when we were in Oxnard. Like, literally, people stopped. There was a cat that stopped his car. I was like, dude, are you RJ Ochoa? So I saw that at least 6 times where people recognize RJ. So when RJ retweets that, guy who handles the Cowboys in all of our interviews, and I won't say his name, but the guy that handles the Cowboys and gets us all the interviews and brings them over to us and tells us, hey, you got 2 minutes, you got to wrap it up. He let RJ know, like, hey, man, McCarthy hates that hot seat stuff. He hates that hot seat stuff. And RJ was like, dude, I didn't say it. I just retweeted it. And Cowboys handler was like, that's worse. And I know what he meant, because that, you know, when RJ has 80,000 followers, it gets a few hundred retweets. Now it's on the 100,000 people's timeline. And the thing about it is, I said that because I know what's going on. So what, 3 weeks later, ESPN comes out and says, yeah, Mike McCarthy will be to blame. Of course it will, because we refuse to blame Dak for anything. Since the beginning of time, we've blamed the quarterback. The beginning of time, everybody, Romo, whoever, go down the list. You name a quarterback, when things don't go right, we blame the QB. Not in this situation. For whatever reason, it's going to be on Mike McCarthy. Why? Because he changed offensive coordinators? I can think of 1,000 coaches that have changed an offensive or defensive coordinator. Yeah, Mike did initiate it. That have changed coordinators for whatever reason. And again, Mike is, I mean, I don't know. Look, I liked what Kellen Moore did, but Mike could be justified in going to Jerry and Steven and saying, hey, man, give me a shot at this, because what they were doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, and those different results just weren't happening. But the last time we saw the Cowboys in live action, number 4 was turning the ball over twice through 15 picks in 12 games. No blame. No blame. Instead, we come to his defense and we coddle him. So I wasn't saying that Mike McCarthy should be on the hot seat. That's stupid, because the reason why it's stupid is, who are you going to go get with the cachet to get this team over the hump? The guy that you should have went and got, if you were going to let Mike go, he's in Denver now. And the urban legend is, well, Jerry's not going to bring anybody with real power because, Jerry wants to be able to control everything and blah, blah, blah. This, I don't know how true that is anymore. I feel like Jerry knows he's getting up there in age, and he's kind of relinquished some of his power in certain areas. So I don't know if he's still at that point where he won't bring in a coach that is an alpha that he can't control. I don't know if that's still the truth. I don't know. I feel like that's urban legend. I feel like there was a time when Jerry was that way. I don't know if he's that way anymore. To me, outside looking in, I feel like Steven has a lot more control than we give on. Yes, is Jerry going to get in front of Mike and say what he wants? Absolutely. Absolutely he is. But I don't know if he's still the guy that's like scared to bring in a coach that's an alpha male that's going to stand up to him toe-to-toe, because from what we're told, Mike has those Friday dinners with them, or I forget which day it is, but where they meet and Mike gives him his opinion. Hell, he let Mike initiate not bringing back Kellen Moore. So I don't think Jerry's that guy anymore. But who is the person that's supposed to come in and fix this? What coach? Who are you replacing them with? That's always the thing. Whether it be all-star game, whether it be all-pro, whether it be top 75. Okay, you're going to get rid of this guy, but who are you bringing in? Now, when it comes to Dak Prescott, as I said, he has a lot of coddlers. And one of them is my favorite color commentary guy right now in the NFL, and Greg Olson. And this is what he had to say about Dak Prescott.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think it's fair. I've always been a big fan of Dak. I like him. I like him personally. Every time I meet with him for production meetings and whatnot, I come away really just impressed with his demeanor and his approach and his mentality. I think, frankly, what the knock on him, and I think if you ask Dak, he'd probably understand it, is twofold. You're playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I think expectations and spotlight doesn't get any bigger in sports than that position on that franchise. And then secondly, and I think this is the part that is justified, it seems like in those playoff moments, things just kind of fall short. And I think he knows it. I think he's aware of it. I don't think necessarily all those playoff losses fall on his shoulders. There's obviously throws and decisions and whatnot he'd love to do over, but I think he has played more than top tier level football. They've been a top, call it 5 offense for the last couple of years. I think transitioning to Mike McCarthy now calling the plays, I think is going to be a fascinating storyline. It's one that I know we're going to be following. We'll call 1 million Dallas games this year, which always makes it fun. But, Kellen Moore, he wanted to throw it. He was going to put the ball in Dak's hand as much as he could. And when you throw it 40-plus times a game, you're going to have a couple turnovers. You're going to have a couple picks. I don't necessarily think that's going to be their kind of their process this year. I think they're going to be more of a run. They're going to be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more conservative. And we'll see whether or not that's a recipe for their offense to be successful, because they've been a great regular season team. And now that, the expectations and the next step for out in Dallas is, all right, we got to stop just being one of the top teams in the regular season and then getting to the playoffs and falling flat.
Dak Prescott does not have an MVP. Last time I checked, he don't have an MVP. The guy in Baltimore does. The guy in Baltimore had to do a big-time holdout and subliminal tweet and all different kinds of things to get his money. We question Lamar Jackson. We don't mind taking him to task for the way he plays. We don't mind taking Josh Allen to task for the way he plays in his red zone interceptions. We don't mind who else we got here? We don't mind saying Jalen Hurts, there's no way he can repeat what he did. That's the other thing coming out of Cowboy Nation. No facts to back it up. No proof, no nothing. It's just, well, Rudy, Jalen Hurts ain't going to do what he did again last year. Based on what? So we have no problem coming after any quarterback except the beautiful and the loving and the handsome Dak Prescott. We got to make sure we say the right things about Dak Prescott. Does everybody want to be in Dak Prescott's inner little circle? Why is everybody coming to his defense? Why are we moving the goalposts for Dak Prescott? We don't mind questioning Tua. We don't mind questioning Justin Herbert. Russell Wilson's been to 2 Super Bowls. 2. Has a bad season because his coach is incompetent, and we give up on him. But Dak, hold on, y'all. Well, we got to see, and we don't know, and he's elite, and he's top tier. If Dak is elite, as Greg Olson just said, then the bar for elite is low. The bar for elite is Deuce Vaughn height. If Dak is elite, love him, great guy. I'd let my kids go over there and fish in his pond and play in the Dak yard. But it is what it is, and it's not that he sucks. Dak is far from a terrible quarterback, far, far from it. But we always blame. Mac Jones got destroyed last year, and he had a defensive coordinator calling plays for him. But we going to blame Mike McCarthy, who's won 24 games in 2 seasons. All right, whatever. Spurs. We talked about the new arena a lot, Edwin. But I don't think everybody knew that we were talking about the arena when we were talking about the arena. We're going to talk about that next. It is almost basketball season as well. No, it's football. We're gonna stick to football. Today's show is going to be heavy football. But I want to talk a little bit about the Spurs in this downtown arena. It's R&R in the morning. Rudy J, Easy E, Edwin Hafner.
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic is back Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you can become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Go, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word. But let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in the zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right, printed and on your phone for free.
Get in the zone.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to all, and to all a good morning. R&R in the morning. Rudy J, Edwin Easy E Hafner sitting in with me. Rob is out with the cooties. James couldn't come in today. If you just tuned in, gave y'all some programming notes. Starting September 11th, after Cowboy games at 7:05, ESPN's Todd Archer will join us. Then every Tuesday at 7:05, Fort Worth Star Telegram legend Clarence Hill will join us. Starting next Monday, we'll be joined by Coach Traylor. And then, of course, when the season starts, we'll be joined every Friday by Coach Mike McCarthy. On the same day, we'll also be joined by RJ Ochoa, who, of the Sports Star crew that went to Oxnard, he was the rock star. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is, man. I don't mind giving flowers. When you're comfy in your skin, you don't mind giving another cat his flowers. I don't mind that. RJ is a rock star. It just is what it is. 5, 6 people came up to him out there in Oxnard. Don't know him from a can of paint, but like they know him from Twitter. They know him from blogging the boys. So dude's a rock star. He would, of course, y'all already know he joins us every Friday. Shout out to our YouTubers chiming in early. Rudolph always comes for me. He never agrees with me, and that's cool. I don't want y'all to agree with me. It's sports talk. We always agree to be boring, but he says, Pledger and Rudy will never be satisfied unless media in San Antonio starts bashing Dak for his play, because all other guys in national media never give Dak a pass. I don't do national. I'm local. I'm going off what I see from my feed, from my followers, from my listeners. Y'all want to hold his hand crossing the street. Y'all don't want to let him cross the street. Y'all don't want to teach him to look both ways before he crossed the street. It is what it is. You know, I'm not running from that. I'll give a damn. I mean, yes, I do. Look, I watch all the national shows. I listen to them all. I like to hear what they have to say. Hell, we play some audio. We're going to play some audio from Stephen A. Smith a little bit later on today about one Stephon Diggs when we get into the NFL gumbo. The Rue is brewing. So, yeah, I like all those national guys, but I'm just going off of what I see from what y'all tell me, from the things that I hear in the streets. I'm local. It is what it is. Speaking of local, the San Antonio Spurs, a lot has been made. You know, we got Wemby and all that, and, you know, all of a sudden we start talking about a downtown arena. But we found out from the San Antonio Express News that talks about a new arena actually, which is crazy that how this all worked out, actually started well before we even got Wemby in the lottery in May. Now, remember last season, the Spurs played the Golden State Warriors in the Alamo Dome. Huge, huge success. Well, following that January 13th game, This according to Express News. I want to give them their props. Spurs General Counsel Bobby Perez text City Manager Eric Walsh writing, quote, "We need more games downtown." Now, that led to a pair of text messages actually from Walsh saying, look, man, let's meet up. So that led to text message eventually Walsh and San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg to meet with Perez and Spurs Sports and Entertainment CEO R.C. Buford April 11th at the Frostbank Center. At that time, it was AT&T, according to Express News. Now, details of that meeting remain unclear, the paper noted, but the revelation that such talks began before May 16th, the date the Spurs landed number 1 draft pick, come the conversations heat up about whether the franchise need a new arena and where it will be located. But many assume such talk after the team landed French phenom Victor Wembanyama is new to everyone. So we didn't do the draft lottery till May 16th. These talks about an arena downtown started happening. I mean, it didn't happen January, but around April they met. Now, we don't know what they met about, but the way this all worked out, because again, I don't know if San Antonio wants to help chip in for $1 billion arena if we got Scoot. You know what I'm saying? If we got Brandon Miller. But I think you'd be a little bit more willing to pay a few extra pennies on the dollar when you got Victor Wembanyama. Now, Victor ain't going to be able to do it alone. He can ask Kevin Durant. He can ask Dame Lillard. I can go on and on. LeBron James. I can go on and on down the list. The game has started, right? We got Victor. We got that. But without help, and I'm not saying that can't be Keldon or Devin, or I don't know that yet. But all I'm saying is Victor is just the beginning. They still going to have to put a great team around him. Now, this whole thing, there's 3 teams that just recently got new arenas. I want to make sure I get these right. It was Milwaukee, the Barclays, and the Chase Center in San Francisco. They all boasted price tags of $1 billion. And, you know, a lot's been going back and forth on social media. Now, the Spurs, even if this comes to a point where this really gets in motion, they've never said that they were going to ask us for money. But if they do, that has been the social media debate on whether people want to help pay for the arena. Hell yes, I do. It's all we got. We got the Spurs, we got Fiesta, and we got Rodeo. That's all we give a damn about. We don't want an all-star game because the rodeo makes us way more money, and it's way more of rodeo is much more of a San Antonio thing than NBA All-Star Weekend will ever be. We're not an NBA All-Star city. We have not me personally. I'm just talking about my city as a whole, as a majority. We don't give a damn about the NBA All-Star game. We don't want that type of crowd. Well, most of San Antonio don't want that type of crowd here. So that's all we got. So if I got to pay a few extra pennies or dollars or whatever the hell it may be to help out the Spurs, the thing that has put us on the map outside of SeaWorld, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. Hell yeah, I want in. Hell yeah, I'm going to go down there and vote if we got to vote on it. If I'm not mistaken, I had to vote on the, at the time, SBC Center. I voted yes. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't that be a thing? You know, if Pop was on the other side of the fence of some of y'all's politics, this wouldn't be a conversation. A lot of y'all hate the Spurs because of Pop's politics and no other reason. Like, I ain't coming back down there until Pop leaves. All right, well, Sandy at Chase and Jerome at Wells Fargo, they could talk politics, but not Greg Popovich. Keep it real. That's why a lot of y'all are down on the Spurs, and that's why a lot of y'all don't want nothing to do with him. And guess what? He got a new 5-year deal. So if that does come to a vote and Pop is still at the helm, it may be tough. It may be tough because, you know, a lot of people in power don't agree with a lot of stuff that Pop says. So we'll see what happens. I was just shocked to see that these talks started well before they even got Victor. So speaking things into existence in the universe and fruition and all that good stuff, and stuff matters. Words have power. Spurs kind of knew they were going to get Victor. Maybe the lottery's rigged. Why else would Spurs brass be texting San Antonio city officials if they didn't already know that they were getting Victor? Maybe it's rigged. Maybe it's rigged. I don't know. I don't care if it is rigged. It's helped my city, so I'm all for it. I want to talk more about Blue Beetle. When we come back on the other side, Rob and I started a conversation yesterday about Blue Beetle, and guy from KTSA, producer down the street, across the hall, Jimmy, came over here and he had some things to say. I want to talk more about Blue Beetle and culture appropriation and the way Latinos and Blacks are depicted in big-time Hollywood films on the other side. Sit tight. It's going to be a real quick segment, but I want to talk more about that because I'm still hype about the movie, but the conversation around it interests me a lot more. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, R&R in the morning. Y'all sit tight.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Raiders at 6 p.m.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Missions Baseball is back tonight at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Gates open at 6 p.m. First pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets. We are San Antonio.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we get this question quite a bit. Here's what you have to do. Contact Morgan Harrison via email. It's morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she's going to have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, and even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
NAW Northwest Automotive Warehouse, your industry-vetted experts in aftermarket accessories for the hard worker, the play harder, or the everyday lifestyler. Undercover Ultra Flex truck bed covers keeps operation easy, weather out, and style in with the ultra low-profile matte black finish. Ultra Flex is the ultimate addition to your tailgating traditions. Stocking over 300 covers and double the warranty, storage, security, and durability is a quick trip to the Big Red Building at 3027 Calabria Road, NAW since 1978.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Sure, the starters may only play for a drive, if at all, but the NFL preseason is still football, and it's great, baby, and man, have we missed it. Plus, if you're searching for some late-round flyers, there's no better research than watching every play at Twin Peaks. Get to the lodge, Twin Peaks, for every game.
It can happen in an instant. A car accident can change your life forever. From serious injuries to mounting medical bills to battling insurance companies, accidents make life harder than it should be. If you've been in an accident, George Salinas Injury Lawyers are here for you. They're local, experienced, and ready to fight for results that make a difference. If you've been injured, don't call just any lawyer. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Texas Cheer Liquor is your one-stop shop for beer, for wine, for liquor, and cigars. They're up to 9 locations, 8 in San Antonio, 1 out in Bernie at the Cordillera Ranch. Stop by and support local, where it's not just cheers, it's Texas Cheer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up on the Blitz, we're going to talk to Indy Kalu, all things Houston Texans. Have they named a starter yet? We'll ask Indy. He's joining us at 3:30. Plus, we got a special treat just for you, a pair of tickets to the Cowboys-Raiders game this Saturday night. You'll have your opportunity. Rudy, Rob, y'all can't play.
I don't have to play, Joe. I ain't got to play. I'm a co-host on the home of the Dallas Cowboys. All I have to do is reach out for a credential, brother. I don't need no ticket. I'm Rudy J, dog. What you talking about? And yes, speaking of that, away a pair of Cowboy tickets weekly. We'll rotate. 1 week we'll give away the tickets. The next week the Blitz will give away the tickets. So obviously, the Blitz, they're divas, they're spoiled, they get the first round, because if we didn't give them the first round, Minix would probably be crying, like, why would R&R get the first round of tickets? So we let them have the first round. So they're going to be giving away some tickets to that third preseason game up at Jerry's World up there at AT&T Center. We let them have the first round. So you want to be tuned in weekly, daily, because, and this is the other thing about these Cowboy tickets. This ain't gonna be no caller 6. You got to work. It's a Cowboy tickets. This is precious real estate. These tickets are not cheap. So it ain't gonna be no caller number 7. No. You got to work. We have to figure something out. We haven't figured out quite what we're gonna do, but I digress. Tickets weekly to see your Dallas Cowboys. The Blue Beetle. Fantastic movie. Look, last week, the commercial comes on, the trailer comes on television. I see Blue Beetle pop up. I look to Rob. Rob looks at me. I look at Rob. He looks back at me, and we're like, who the hell is the Blue Beetle? I didn't read comics. Rob didn't read comics, didn't know anything about it. Then my wife let me know, hey, this is I don't know if you want to call him Latino, you want to call him Hispanic, you want to call him Mexican American. He's the kid that played the lead in Cobra Kai. If you watch Cobra Kai, I digress. James Trevino down the hall, producer / engineer for Trey Ware's show on KTSA. He came down here yesterday morning and was like, he started talking about it. And I was like, man, I watched the movie. I loved it. I loved the movie. I didn't know anything about Blue Beetle. Didn't know him from a can of paint. But he said there's a portion, well, from what he's seeing on their timelines down there on KTSA, different group of folks, different group of thinking. Don't like Bud Light down there. Fine, whatever. Saying, hey, a lot of people from the Latino / Mexican American community, some Hispanic community didn't like look, best way I could put it is in my terms from where I'm sitting as a black male. Tyler Perry movies, right? They have a lot of stuff that supposedly goes on in the black community, stereotypes, a lot of stereotypes in Tyler Perry's movies. Him and Spike Lee have gone back and forth for years. Spike Lee, great filmmaker, huge Knick fan. I think he's the reason why they haven't won ever. He's a jinx. Spike always went after Tyler Perry because he said, look, you have too big of a platform, because Tyler Hughes got his own studio, $200 million home, jets, like he was homeless to build what he has. Spike Lee's thoughts is like, you have too big of a platform to always depict black people in this one lane. I get that. I understand where Spike is coming from, but at the same time, if some of those stereotypes that Tyler Perry's depicting are true, then it is what it is. Same thing with the Blue Beetle. I'm sitting there with my wife, with my daughters, and then, yes, are there some stereotypes from the Latino community in the movie and some things that they do that they only understand, that they know? Absolutely. Is that going to rub some people from the community the wrong way? Yes, because you kind of like, we finally get a superhero, and this is what the movie is based around. Like the stereotypes from the Latino community. Look, this is DC. This is big time film. I remember when Black Panther hit. I was happy. It matters. It really does. Look, we had good times. Okay. Fred Sanford, we were always depicted in the light, like, look, poor guy in the projects. Then, we got the Cosby Show. He was a lawyer. Well, his wife was a lawyer. He was a doctor. We're like, hey, okay, I get it. Sometimes you want to be depicted in a different light. But if you get a DC superhero, whether I know who the Blue Beetle is or not, that is still a huge, huge deal. And while did it come with some stereotypes? Absolutely. And are you allowed in that community? That's not a conversation for me to have. That's a conversation for the Latino / Hispanic / Mexican American community to have amongst themselves. I can't tell y'all how to feel, because as a black man, I hate to be told how I'm supposed to feel. I hate that. Like, well, you shouldn't blah, blah, blah. Like, don't tell me. You never walked in my shoes. So that's a conversation for them. But from where I'm standing, from where I'm looking, from where I'm sitting, I'm like, that's a huge freaking deal. And I watched the movie, and I watched it all the way through the end. It looks like they're going to get a part 2. I don't know how much the movie's grossed. Maybe you can look that up for me, Edwin. I don't know how much it grossed over the weekend, or I'm not sure when it came out. But regardless of the fact that the inclusivity of it is huge to me. Some undertones and some stereotypes are going on in there that some people from that community may not like. What did they gross right now? Where are we at? Number 1 again, 21 million every time it comes out. To me, it's a huge deal. Happy for the Latino community / Hispanic community / Mexican American community. But the conversation about how you depict it as that community, y'all got to have that conversation amongst yourselves. I had no problem with it. I just watched it for what it was. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good storyline. And I look forward to seeing part 2. I mean, my daughters are half Hispanic, half Mexican American, half Latina, whatever you want, whatever the appropriate term is. I'm not sure. I don't want to offend anybody, but so I'm happy for them to see T'Challa in the Black Panther. I'm happy for them to see the Blue Beetle. It matters. It matters to the little kid if that's Latino. It matters to the little kid that's Black. So props to DC, props to Hollywood for even putting that out there. What are your thoughts? 656-3776. Culture appropriation, because there's this streaming thing called Tubi. You ever heard of Tubi, Edwin? Tubi? You never heard of Tubi? Then there's some urban films on Tubi that are just, gosh, awful.
Well, I actually have it for free, yeah, on my phone.
Have you ever watched any of those urban movies? Like,
just some of the other, like,
have you ever watched
like
some
older movies? But you mean the ones that are just like just for Tubi?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. There's some of them are kind of weird, but
you ain't got to say weird. They're awful. Some of them are awful. Now that I'm like, come on now. Like, that's what we doing. But yes, sometimes you're gonna tune into a Black movie. It's gonna be Sunday dinner. You're gonna see some fried chicken. Then they're gonna go to church, and somebody's gonna get up out of a wheelchair that's been paralyzed for forever, and then get up and walk toward the pulpit. Like, yes, I get it, but man, it is what it is. We know how Hollywood is. We know how this world works. You got to get what you can get. So, yeah. Let me check here on the text message. Tell Rudy, whoa. What did I say? I didn't say anything. Anyway, 7 o'clock. It's time for the NFL Gumbo. Adam Schefter audio. We're going to talk about the Colts. They've granted Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade. Nobody's a bigger target than the Cowboys, no matter what ESPN tries to tell you. And does Stephon Diggs still want out of Buffalo? We got a lot to get to at 7 a.m. It's R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to talk a lot of Cowboys football as usual, but we'll also talk some Texans football. We'll do that with former Texan Indy Kalu. He'll join us at 3:30, plus a special treat just for you, a pair of tickets to go see the Cowboys and the Raiders preseason game number 3 this Saturday night.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
you earn 10x on hotel, 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At the UPS store, you can ship it all. We're your bulky sports equipment shipping store, your heavy luggage shipping store, your fancy art shipping store. We're even your I can't believe it's already time for back to school shipping store. So visit your neighborhood We Ship It All store for dependable UPS shipping with easy to use tracking and competitive rates. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. The UPS store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
According to the San Antonio Express News, talks of a downtown Spurs arena started well before the Spurs even landed Victor Wembanyama in the draft lottery. According to the power rankings, ESPN's power rankings, the Dallas Cowboys come in at 7th behind the Chiefs, Eagles, Bengals, Niners, Bills, and Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans still doesn't want to let us know who's going to be the starting quarterback. But what's new? R&R in the morning.
Sports Center is brought to you by BraintreeNutrition.com. Better sleep, more focus. BraintreeNutrition.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up.
So wake me up, wake up. Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, good morning. Wake up and stop yawning. It is R&R in the morning. Rudy J, Edwin Easy E Hafner sitting in with me today. Rob is out. Got a little bit of the cooties, a little bit of throat, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I say, hey, man, just stay home. I want no part of that. I'm too old to be getting sick. So Rob is out today. Normally when Rob or myself is out, Pledger will sit in with us. Pledger had other things to do. Not only that, he works 90 hours a week. So I'm not mad at him that he couldn't wake up this morning. I'm cool with it. If you're just tuning in, though, what we've talked about today thus far is, along with the ESPN Power Rankings, they put a little caveat alongside it saying, hey, if it does not go well for this team, this person will be to blame. And of course, they said they're going to blame Mike McCarthy. I knew that. I said it at training camp. Started a bit of a firestorm. Like, it kind of felt like San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, man, we let you on campus. We're giving you all these great interviews. And then you turn around and your morning host says, our coach is going to be on the hot seat. I don't think he should be on the hot seat. I just know how this works. I knew they were going to try and blame my guy. I didn't need ESPN to tell me that. ESPN is 3 weeks late. They should have had me in on that panel doing that. So we discussed that. We discussed that the Spurs, well, according to Express News, after the January 13th game against the Golden State Warriors downtown, Spurs reached out to city council and said, hey, man, we need more games downtown. Then the city council reached back out to the Spurs and Mayor Ron Nirenberg. They reached out and said, hey, they had a meeting in April with Spurs Sports and Entertainment CEO R.C. Buford. Details of that meeting aren't disclosed, but we would like to think that that meeting was about the Spurs getting a new arena downtown. But that was in April. The draft lottery didn't go down until May. So the talks of a downtown arena started before they got Victor. Because to me, from where I was sitting, we came in here and the way it looked to us when we heard about the downtown arena was like, oh, okay, of course. Of course we're talking about a downtown arena. We got Wemby. The Wemby effect. That's been the term thrown around quite a bit here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports. Well, no, it wasn't the Wemby effect. It was just, hey, it's about that time. The SBC Center, the AT&T Center, the Frost Bank Center. A little old, a little outdated when you look at Sacramento's barn. You look at Milwaukee's barn. You look at the Warriors' barn. You look at some of these new arenas around the league. You're like, man, yeah, it's probably about that time. Now, I know they did about, I don't know, I want to say it was like, it was a bunch of millions. It was a bunch of millions they put into the AT&T, well, the Frost Center, excuse me, a.k.a. the Ice House. They put some money into it, but still not up to par. It's about that time. And as I said last hour, if it comes down to it and we got to vote, if we want to help pay, absolutely, I'm going to vote yes. It sucks. I know it sucks because we know these people have the money. Rob always tells me, Rudy, never feel sorry for billionaires. And ever since then, I don't feel sorry for them. But if they want a little bit of help, I'll help them a little bit. That's all we got. We got the Spurs, we got the rodeo, we got Fiesta. That's it. That's what we lay our hat on. Love my city. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else unless the money's right. If the money's right, I'll move to just about anywhere. You see my hat I got on here. Look at my hat on YouTube. Got the city on my back and on my hat. So if it came down to it and they were like, hey, you know what, y'all, we need a little bit of help. We need a little bit of money. I'm down. Let's tax the tourists. Tax them. You know, they're coming into our city, you know, drinking up our water, using up our little bit of AC we have. Tax them. What do I care? When I go out of town, California don't feel sorry for me. They tax me what they tax me. Florida, wherever we've been up. Philly, been to New York. They don't feel sorry for me. Tax the tourists. What do I give a damn? Eric Montez on YouTube. How big will the new one be? And how many seats? NBA isn't going to be more than 20, I would say, Eric. NBA is around 18,000. Normally 18,000 to 20,000. Baseball is about 45, 50. And then football, depending on where you're at, could be anywhere from 75 to 105. So I think that's about standard to be. I don't think it'd be more than 20, somewhere between 18 and 20,000. Now, where? That's a Rob question. He drove the riverboats. He knows downtown like the back of his hand, how the parking work. That's above my pay grade. I was just shocked to hear that these talks started well before we even got Wemby. So that just lets you know, man, the power of the universe is real, or the NBA draft lottery is rigged, and they know that's the best place for an international player to be. What's San Antonio? They see us on the down. We know, we're part of the NBA fabric. We're one of the few cities that can call themselves Title Town. NBA got to take care of Title Town. Make sure we got Victor Wembanyama. Bro Gamer 123, YouTube, Spurs organization knew about Wemby, and that's okay. Exactly. If it's rigged, what do we give a damn? It's benefited us 3 times. 3. We have a team still in this city because they rigged it for us to get David Robinson. I'm okay with that. This team might already be in Vegas. Somebody will be in Vegas soon, and they'll probably be owned by the LeBron James team and probably a couple other billionaires. I digress. NFL Gumbo. Adam Schefter. Jonathan Taylor, this whole thing is a mess. Like, is he hurt? Ain't he hurt? Jim Irsay's caught throwing him under the bus. This is what Adam Schefter had to say about star running back Indianapolis Colts Jonathan Taylor.
A standoff that has been going on all summer is now continuing, with the Colts giving permission to Jonathan Taylor to seek a trade. Now, they're not just going to give him away. They're going to look for a high price in return if they wind up dealing Jonathan Taylor. And keep in mind that any acquiring team would have to satisfy not only the Indianapolis Colts, but also Jonathan Taylor, who's in search of a new contract. But essentially, you're going to see teams trim their rosters and make a ton of moves next week by Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline. And one of the big moves, maybe the biggest, could involve a blockbuster trade that would send Jonathan Taylor somewhere.
Carolina Panthers or the Chicago Bears? Jonathan Taylor needs to go somewhere where there's a young quarterback at play. You got your Jordan Love, but he has Aaron Jones. There's a few other young quarterbacks they already have. I mean, you talk about Justin Herbert. He already has Austin Eckler. Cowboys have theirs. They're not going to do it. I feel like, the Giants, they got Saquon. I would throw Buffalo in there too. I don't know their salary cap situation, but the reason I have Buffalo a distant third to Chicago and Carolina is because they've had opportunities to go after different running backs and they haven't. So for whatever reason, I don't feel like him running back. But now when you're Carolina, you got rid of Christian McCaffrey. You had paid him a whole lot of money. Now, the thing is, you're not going to have to pay him the $16 million that you were paying Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey got paid before the lockout of the running back. So even if you bring in Jonathan Taylor, because just like Adam Schefter just said, look, you're going to have to satisfy Jonathan Taylor, meaning even if you trade for him, Jonathan Taylor still may not show up if the contract isn't right. But if you're Carolina, you could probably still come in around 10 to 12, and you'd be saving $4 or $5 million. Well, $4 to $6 million, depending on where you land from what Christian McCaffrey. And, unfortunately, Christian McCaffrey's time in Carolina was marred by a few injuries. Now, Jonathan Taylor's had his own, but I don't think they've been to the extent of Christian McCaffrey. You have Bryce Young, and the best protection for a young quarterback is a really, really good running back. So that makes sense to me. Edwin, you pull up the Rams. The Rams are still, in my eyes, they're still rebuilding. If I'm the Rams, I'm not doing that just yet. I'm talking about teams that, hell, so is Carolina and Chicago. But the Rams just went through a situation where they overpaid for a Todd McGurley. They overpaid for Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner and Von Miller. I think they're going away from that just for the time being. But Chicago, you got the cap room. You're Carolina, I'm sure you got the cap room. And you got young quarterbacks that need the protection. You bring up the Washington Commanders. I like the Washington Commanders have the kid from Alabama. Yeah, they already have, running back's name.
Brian Robinson.
I don't need him. I don't need Jonathan Taylor if I'm the Washington Commanders, and which is a great lead-in to the next part of this NFL gumbo. The Washington Commanders were 8-8 without a quarterback. 8-8 without a quarterback. Ron Rivera screwed that up. Ron Rivera brings back Carson Wentz at the end of the season. When Carson Wentz comes back from injury, they lose a couple games. They end up missing the playoffs. Sam Howell, from all reports, for the first two games, looked really, really good. And I think the Washington Commanders could actually make some noise if he's not turning the ball over. The defense, to me, regular season wise, preseason has been a little shaky, but who hasn't looked shaky in the preseason outside of Seattle, a couple of other teams? There's some teams that have looked good in preseason, but I don't give a damn. The team that normally goes 4-0 in preseason doesn't do a damn thing in the regular season. I know the Commanders' defense is going to be good, and I know they're going to be better offensively because Eric Bieniemy is holding guys to a different standard. If they buy in and don't keep crying and whining and running to Ron Rivera and running to the GM and asking, can they get a face-to-face with Magic Johnson? Can he help out about Eric Bieniemy? Sam Howell's going to play the way he's been playing thus far and the way he looked in a few spots here and there for the Washington Commanders. NFC East is up there with one of the best divisions in football. I know the Cowboy haters and the Giant haters, Philly haters don't want to hear that, but it's facts. They sent 3 teams to the playoffs, and all 3 teams won a game. Did you hear that? They sent 3 teams to the playoffs, and all 3 teams won a game. So is it still the NFC least? Now, the Giants beat Minnesota, but they still won a game. The Cowboys beat a terrible Tampa Bay team. They still won a game, and the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. So anyway, ESPN, another thing ESPN is trying to do, Edwin, and I saw this all day yesterday. The New York Jets they got the biggest target on their back because of Aaron Rodgers, because of the hard knocks, and they got Dalvin Cook and blah, blah, blah. Stop. I don't give a damn about no damn Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a damn about no hard knocks. The biggest target has and always will be the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to get everybody's best. Now, do they beat a lot of teams even though they're getting that team's best? Yes. They've won 24 games in the last 2 years. But if you got the Cowboys on your schedule as an NFL player, that is the game you circle. I don't give a damn if you're playing the Jets. You think Philly is more worried because obviously they play the AFC East alongside the Dallas Cowboys, just like the Dallas Cowboys do. You think the Eagles are more worried about the Jets? No, absolutely not. I don't give a damn. Aaron Rodgers, very Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. Only been to 1 Super Bowl, but still one of the best to ever do it. They're not the biggest target. Yes, it's gonna be fun to watch them. They're gonna be on national TV a lot. I get it. Yes, I'm gonna watch them, but they're not a bigger target than the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody will ever be a big. That's why do you think the Cowboys have the highest rated games on every station? Because we tune in to watch them lose. The Jets aren't breaking no damn Cowboys Sunday night records. Well, let's say they do. When the Cowboys get back on Sunday night, they'll break the record again. Stephen A. and Dan Orlovsky and everybody trying to make this out to be something that it's not. Yes, big deal that Aaron Rodgers is in New York. One, he's on the wrong team in New York. The Jets have always been little brother. Even with Aaron Rodgers there, it's still a Giants town. Yes, I said it. It's still a Giants town, even though Aaron Rodgers is there. They're not even the biggest target in their own city. Knock it off. But Sam Howell, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. At the end of this season, is it possible Dak Prescott is the 4th best quarterback in the NFC East? Y'all ain't ready for that conversation, are you? You're not ready to have that conversation, Edwin?
He's going to be at worst the second best quarterback in the NFC East.
Daniel Jones under Brian Daboll's looked pretty good.
Threw 15 touchdowns last year only.
So, what are you saying? Dak threw 15 interceptions.
He also threw 23 touchdowns.
I said at the end of this season, it is possible Dak Prescott could be the fourth best quarterback in the NFC East if Sam Howell is the truth. If Sam Howell is the truth, Dak may have just dropped all the way down to the bottom of the NFC East. But they're going to blame McCarthy, so it won't matter. It won't matter. They're going to blame McCarthy and say he shouldn't have took over the offense. Dak was much more comfortable with Kellen Moore. He just never got comfortable in Mike McCarthy's system and these installs and Tony Pollard, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. It won't be Dak's fault that he's the fourth best quarterback in that division once the season ends. I said it. Am I drunk? I might be because I visit Texas Cheer Liquor quite a bit. There's 9 different locations that I can go to. 8 of them are in San Antonio. One of them's out there, Bernie and Cordillera Ranch, where you get those margaritas to go. Ask for the extra shot and let them know Rudy J sent you. My main man, AD, owner of Texas Cheer Liquor, let me know. Guess what? Store 6 and Store 8 will also be getting the to-go margaritas here soon. We all pay for convenience. We all do the DoorDash, this dash, that dash. Texas Cheer Liquor also does delivery at certain locations. The location nearest you, call them and ask them if they do deliveries, and they'll let you know. Also, if you have a big party coming up, it is football season. It is Labor Day weekend. Just like I did for my daughter's quince, got that 16-gallon keg of Michelob Ultra, got it dropped off, got it picked up, bada bam, bada bing, bada boom. It is really that simple. Texas Cheer Liquor is here for you. Support small local business. It is the backbone of this great country of ours. You can check it all out at Texas Cheer Liquor. Smooth allocated bourbons, whiskeys, tequila, beer, wine, liquor, cigars. They have it all top to bottom. Support your local businesses, and Texas Cheer Liquor is 9 different locations. Do it yourself. Check it all out at TexasCheerLiquor.com, where it's not just cheers, it's Texas Cheer. At Mario Cavazos on YouTube, bro, if Dak is the worst quarterback by becoming a bus driver and make it to the chip, I'll take it. Yeah, you damn right, Mario. You damn right. See, I'm smart enough to understand that this whole game manager thing is not a bad thing. We all can't be Peyton Manning and John Elway and Patrick Mahomes. Now everybody's going to be that. There's nothing wrong with living to see another day. Dak said it himself last week. Look, there were some times where I got to throw the ball away and just punt. There's nothing wrong with that. Russell Wilson has a ring because he's a game manager. Nothing wrong with that, and it's not a thing you should run from. But now, if I was a quarterback, to be a professional quarterback, got to have a little bit of an ego. My ego would be a tad bit bruised, and I probably would take some chances that I shouldn't take because you're attaching something to my name that has a negative connotation. So I get where quarterbacks are kind of like standoffish from that. So I get it. But actually, if you know football, there's nothing wrong with it. I'd much rather him have 10 interceptions and give the defense a chance to go out there and make plays and let them do what they do. If anything, hell, the defense is going to get the ball right back. They've led the league in takeaways 2 years in a row. So there's that. Text message, I am drunk. I might be. I visit Texas Cheer Liquor a lot. You're killing it, Rudy. Thank you. Appreciate you at 2185. You didn't put your name, so I ain't going to say your whole phone number. What else we got on the NFL gumbo side? Bigger target, Stephon Diggs. This story is weird. Because the most times when you got a quarterback that a lot of people hype up, like, Josh Allen, you kind of love playing with him, especially if you're Stephon Diggs. Buffalo paid him. Buffalo went and got him out of Minnesota, got him away from Kirk Cousins, got him paid, made him a star. But according to Stephen A. Smith, Stephon Diggs may still want out even after he rekindled things with Josh Allen.
You got Stephon Diggs, this brother all-world receiver, but clearly wasn't happy, walked out, didn't want to talk to nobody. They came into training camp. They had some friction. They had to get settled and all of this other stuff. Brother wants out, by the way. I'm just telling you what I know. I got my own sources. Brother wants out. He don't want to be in Buffalo anymore. He don't want to. I'm telling you right now. I have my sources. Stephon Diggs got to be there, but he would prefer to be gone because he's lost a level of belief in the Buffalo Bill. That's right. I said it. It's Stephen A, baby. I'm telling you what I know. Okay. They can deny it. They can tell you what to do. I have my sources. I'm telling you what I know. All right. But he's not going to force his way out. He know he got to be there and they got to perform. But he ain't feeling the Buffalo Bills the way that he once did because he feels there's a window of opportunity that they may have missed out on. Josh Allen's got to show them that's not true.
Weird. RJ Ochoa, we talked about this with RJ Ochoa when we were at camp, and this whole thing that the Diggs brothers want to play together. Now, of course, Trayvon just got his bag. Jerry just threw a bag to Trayvon. At some point, CD's going to get his bag. Maybe you don't have Brandon Cooks around that long, but the Dallas thing is a long shot to me. I think a lot of this comes from them hiring Ken Dorsey as the offensive coordinator. I don't think he cares for Ken Dorsey. I think he's trying to get Ken Dorsey fired more than he is trying to force his way out or want his way out or want to go play with Trayvon. That's such a long shot. Now, if that were true, yes, I think that's a no-brainer that Jerry would try and make that happen. Now, does that mean you're going to let go of CeeDee Lamb? Because you ain't going to pay two receivers $40 million. That's just stupid. Jerry is a smart man. Steven is a smart man. That ain't happening. So the only way that happens is if you're willing to let CD walk, and now I don't see that happen. I think CD gonna get his bag here shortly too. So I think this is more about the play calling and what Ken Dorsey is bringing. We've seen guys be disgruntled, especially at that position with the way plays are called and what Josh Allen's doing. You know, I respect Stephen A's opinion. He's a killer whale. He's a great white in this industry. He does have sources. But considering that they supposedly rekindled and they kissed and made up, him and Josh Allen and him and the coaching staff, it's weird to hear these things still going on. But if Stephen A says it, I'm gonna take his word for what it is, and I'll wait to hear from Stephon Diggs. Did he go to Twitter already? 100% not true, according to Stephon Diggs' Twitter account. I don't know who the source is, but I thought I nipped this bleep in the bud already. So he already went to Twitter and shot down Stephen A's things. Again, it is what it is. You have to say that. So Stephen A source could be full of crap. Stephon Diggs could be full of crap. We'll let it all play out. Buffalo Bills, according to ESPN's power rankings, they're number 5 on ESPN's power rankings. Although the guy, what's my man's name that comes on after us? He just fills in for Greeny all the time. Carlin says he don't even think that Buffalo's going to make the playoffs. I think Carlin's a little bit crazy. Probably been to Texas cheerleader more than myself. I think Buffalo makes the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think they make the playoffs. YouTuber Nick Mantis, shout out to Nick. Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny are real. I have my sources, so you got to believe it. You know what? I'm tired of y'all. Twitter chiming in. Well, X at Coop Nation 1. Hey, it's possible Dak is the 4th best quarterback this year. Also possible he said, hey, if it's possible Dak's the 4th best quarterback after this year, it's also possible he's the best quarterback in this division after this season. That's according to Malcolm C. So he's passing up Jalen Hurts. What? You know what? We're going to stop this. On my watch, we're there. There will be no Jalen Hurts slander on my watch. And I ain't no damn Philly fan. I ain't no Bama fan. I damn sure ain't no Sooner fan. And I don't know Jalen Hurts from a can of paint. But every single year he's gotten better. Where is this moonwalk coming from? What are y'all talking about? Other than just flat out ego hate. Every time y'all bring up Jalen Hurts and talk about him moonwalking, I'm going to be on y'all's ass. Because there's nothing factually to back it up. Nothing. You have nothing to back it up other than just because. There's no way he's going to do it again. Okay, well, give me a reason. Other than you hate the Eagles. At Spurs and Salsa, stop trying to hype up Daniel Jones like he hasn't been in the league for a while. Hey, man, let me tell you something, Mr. Dyer. Your coaching matters. They can ruin careers or they can make careers. Patrick Mahomes ain't Patrick Mahomes if the Bears draft him. He's not. He went to the perfect situation. Patrick Mahomes is a dog. He is the man. He does the no-look passes, the ability to, extend plays. Patrick Mahomes is the man. He wasn't winning Big 12 titles. Okay? didn't have the players around him, didn't have the coaching staff around him, really threw a whole bunch of yards because they were always behind, threw for 1,000 miles. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't fall all the way to 10 and he goes to the Bears or somewhere else, he ain't got 2 Super Bowls. So when you say, well, stop hyping up Daniel Jones finally has a coach that gets it and gets him and understands it, has put him in the best situation possible to go and win a playoff game. Your coaching matters. It does. I've seen coaching staffs, I've seen organizations ruin solid quarterbacks because they don't put the proper things around them. And I've seen them elevate quarterbacks because they put them in the best situation possible, a la Patrick Mahomes. The best, possibly could be the GOAT one day, but the best system quarterback of all time. I said it. I got a lot of problems. Stuttering ain't one of them. System matters. R&R in the morning, 94.1. We get back. Super Bowl dark horses. Keep that in mind before y'all kill me on Twitter, before you kill me on a text message, before you kill me on YouTube. I'm going to give you Super Bowl dark horses. Dark horses being they're more than likely not going to win, but I'm going to give you a few anyway. Rudy J, Edwin Easy E. Hafner, R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Raiders at 6 p.m.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Energy companies raising your rates and then telling you to reduce your usage? Don't reduce, produce. At Roof Fix Solar Energy, take charge of your energy costs and keep your home as cool as you want. Sign today and we'll pay your utility bill until your solar's installed. Plus, capture a 30% tax credit and a $600 rebate. That's no money out of pocket and never pay a high utility bill again. Call 210-454-2400 or visit rooffixsa.com. Roof Fix, home of the low price guarantee.
Are you enrolled in Medicaid or a program like CHIP? Many people in San Antonio are at risk of losing their coverage. Access to affordable, quality health care is important to physical and mental health. Metro Health reminds you to update your information with Texas Health and Human Services. Look for a yellow envelope in the mail that says Action Required from Texas Health and Human Services. For assistance with your Medicaid renewal, call Enroll SA at 210-977-7997 or log into your Texas Benefits account and renew today.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Does that knee pain keep getting worse? How about the pain in your shoulder, hip, or back? Don't let them tell you that steroids and surgery are your only option, and take my advice now to call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics can make that pain go away with all-natural, advanced, regenerative medicine. They help people here every day with these amazing natural treatments that restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's like turning back the clock. Regenerative medicine uses concentrated healing agents from your own body to stimulate that damaged tissue in your joints so they work like they're supposed to, and there's zero downtime to it. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting medical breakthrough, and patients here are getting real, lasting relief. And they're saying no to surgery and drugs. If you have pain due to injury or arthritis, you need to check this out, and the consultation's free. Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, take up to 40% off select bathroom vanities. Plus, get free local truck delivery. And there's more. Get a Kohler White Elongated Water Sense toilet. Now just $199. Was $249. That's a savings of $50. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Vanities offer valid 8/10 through 8/23. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. Kohler offer valid 7/7 through 10/26.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Score $1,000 cash for back to school and another $1K for your favorite school or charity. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Good luck from the Institute for Functional Health and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Good morning to all, and to all a good morning. Rudy J, Edwin Easy E. Hafner. Rob is out. Pledge couldn't make it. Normally Pledge comes in and helps a brother out. He has some things to do. I understand the man works 90 hours a week. He deserves some time away. Edwin, you do too. When you got a day off coming up anytime soon?
Next Monday, I have to go to jury duty, but yeah, it's a time off.
You got to go to jury duty.
Yeah.
You want to get out of it?
I can't.
Why?
Well, I mean, I have to go. I hopefully I'm only there for one day.
I don't know if you have to go. You want the text people to, text you some ways that you can get out of jury duty once you get there?
I don't want to get in trouble by the law.
You ain't getting in trouble. Everybody goes to jury duty and lies about why they can't be there. Everybody. Edwin, don't worry about it. Hey, Edwin, I want you to go to jury duty. I want you to do your civic duty as an American. But y'all text us and YouTube us Edwin some excuses if he decides he don't want to be there Monday. Now, me, I've gone, but they don't end up picking me. I never get picked, so it is what it is. Text line coming in. Rudy J, I got a question for you. Will Roschon Johnson be the number one running back by the end of the season for the Chicago Bears? Texas Drew. I think so. But I'd rather have Jonathan Taylor. That's just me. You really want to help out Justin Fields, go get Jonathan Taylor. If you're really about this rebuild, go get him. You ain't got DJ Moore, go get Jonathan Taylor. Let's really help out Justin Fields. Let's really make him something. Let's do this. It's time. It's been a long time. I talk about the Cowboys 95. Hell, the Bears is 85. Programming notes. Talked about this before, but new listeners, every 15 minutes, that's just a little behind-the-scene radio stuff. Starting September 11th, after every Cowboy game, depending on what day it is, if it's Sunday, if it's Monday, if it's Thursday, after every Cowboy game on Monday, ESPN's Todd Archer will join R&R in the morning at 7:05. Every single Tuesday, once the season starts, the legend himself, Fort Worth Star-Telegram legend, Clarence Hill, will be joining R&R in the morning at 7:05. Of course, every Friday morning at 7:05, we will be joined by my main man, calls me RJ, Double M, Mike McCarthy will join R&R in the morning at 7:05 every Friday. Also, RJ Ochoa will join us, as you all know, at 7:30. And as I said, of Cowboys camp, everybody out there knew who RJ Ochoa was. But we're talking about football and the gumbo and what's going on. And it got me to thinking yesterday when we were doing, a little post-show talking about what, after the show, we normally chop it up for a few minutes about what we want to look forward to the next day. Because, Rob and I, we get here at 4 a.m. You don't always have all that time to prep. Like, let's say, the blitz, they can start at noon. It's a decent hour and, get all their prep in, their interviews and what they want to talk about. Tough to get all of your prep in at 4 a.m. So sometimes after the show, we'll chop it up a little bit and decide what things we want to talk about. One of those topics were, who are a few dark horses that could possibly, be in the Super Bowl. Now, again, keep in mind, let's say it's the Preakness or the Belmont or the Kentucky Derby. Dark horse is the guy that's, I don't know, 10 million to 1, well, however them damn odds go, but the horse that has the least chance to win. So it's a dark horse. All right. Give y'all some dark horse. I'm gonna give y'all a dark horse to be in Vegas from each division. Again, dark horse. Now, some of these are black horses. They ain't even dark. It's just darkness, everybody. Darkness. We'll start in the AFC East. Tua Tagovailoa. He's taking jiu-jitsu. He's learning how to fall. He's going to keep himself from those concussions. Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mike McDaniels, the running game. They got the A-chain. They got a whole bunch of weapons over there in that offense. If that defense, well, Xavier Howard, ladies, don't send, while I'm on the Dolphins, ladies, let me give y'all an example, especially y'all in the car, young ladies. Don't send nasty pictures to men because they're going to show them to their friends. They're going to do it. They're going to show them to somebody that they shouldn't show them to. Xavier Howard, star DB for the Miami Dolphins, is being sued by a young lady right now for allegedly sharing a video that she didn't consent to some other young ladies. So young ladies out there, to avoid this by all costs, don't send dirty pictures to little boys or young men or whatever, because he's going to show somebody. I promise you that. So if that defense and Xavier Howard can beat the Chargers and play a little bit of defense, Edwin, they could be a dark horse to be in Las Vegas. Moving on. The AFC South. No, AFC North. Let's start the AFC North. He took 2 years off, well massaged, got the rust off, has an all-world running back, has a true one wide receiver, a true one tight end, solid offensive line. They have Myles Garrett. Yes, my dark horse for the AFC North are the mistake by the lake, Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Edwin, don't shake your head. This is a dark horse. It's a dark horse. It'd be easy for me to say, oh, Cincinnati, duh. These are dark horses. Cleveland Browns, AFC North. Deshaun Watson knocks that rust off. Nick Chubb, please, Nick Chubb. Amari Cooper's got to stay engaged, though. Cowboy fan, y'all know this more than anybody. Sometimes Amari would just show up to the stadium and be like, man, not today. I'm low managing myself. I'm going to be out here, but I'm going to low manage myself. There was times Amari Cooper, the most important plays of the season, he ain't even cursing out the offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach. He's just sitting on the sideline. It's 3rd and 7, the season on the line. Amari's comfortable as hell, helmet on his hip, watching and smiling. So the thing about it with Amari Cooper, he's got to be engaged the entire time if they could be a dark horse to get to Las Vegas. We'll take it over to the AFC West. Everybody in the AFC West is a dark horse because Andy Reid, because Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're dogs. They're monsters. They're Mount Everest. They're going to be tough to climb. They're going to be tough to get over, but you got to believe. And you got to believe if you're talking about the AFC West, got to be talking about those Denver Broncos. I said it. I said it. I said it. That's how much weight I put into Sean Payton and what he's implementing and the attitude and the sense of urgency and the pre-snap penalties and making sure you run the ball and making sure you put Russell in a situation where he's not throwing stupid interceptions. It's a different attitude. The defense is already solid. If Sean Payton can fix up some things over there with Russell Wilson in that run game and they can eliminate penalties and make sure and hold Russell accountable. This is going to be the first coach in a while to hold Russ accountable, because even Pete Carroll let Russ get a little loose when it was like, what was it? What was the saying up there in Seattle? Let Russ cook. Pete went too far with the let Russ cook crap. Went too far. Sean Payton will fix that. The Denver Broncos, AFC West, my dark horse for a Super Bowl run. Let's move to the NFC North. Yes, NFC North. Not the Lions. They're a sexy pick. I like the way the Lions ended the season. I'm high on the Detroit Lions, but I'm even higher when a grade above on this team. And yes, I'm talking about the Green Bay Packers. Dark horses, don't kill me. Talking about dark horses, I'm rolling with the Green Bay Packers. I believe in Jordan Love. I believe in Matt LaFleur. And this is the first time, it's not tense up there. Aaron makes everything tense. Aaron makes everything uncomfortable. Remember last year, Aaron was like, man, I'm going on my retreat. I know I got a bunch of young receivers. I'll get to them when I get to them. And they started the season off super slow because of that. Last season's failures, one, he had a bad thumb. He did. That's Aaron Rodgers. I ain't going to disrespect him like that. He had a bad thumb, but the way his preparation, because he wanted out. He had one foot out the door. He was ready to go. They might be in rebuild. YouTube, Bro Gamer 123. They might be. That's why I said they're dark horse, Bro Gamer 123. It's easy to pick the favorites. We can all sit back and pick the favorites. These are dark horses. I believe in Jordan Love. I believe in Aaron Jones. I believe in Chris Dillon. Matt LaFleur is the real deal. He is the real freaking deal. And so is Matt LaFleur. I got the Packers as a dark horse out of the NFC North. Moving to the NFC South. This one might be a little chalk. A lot of people are picking this team just to win the South outright. But a dark horse, I'm making the New Orleans Saints my dark horse to make it to the Super Bowl because I think halfway through the season, Edwin, Jameis Winston's going to take over that job. Jameis Winston is a champion. Jameis Winston is a competitor. Derek Carr cried and went home. He quit in Vegas. I don't trust a quitter. Except unless it's Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is the only quitter that I ever trusted. And I understood why he quit. But the New Orleans Saints, I like what they have. When Salvin Kamara comes back from suspension, Michael Thomas stays healthy. Like what they're doing on defense. If Dennis Allen can do anything, he can coach a little bit of defense. Bucks, nah. Falcons, a lot of people are talking about this Falcon team. Bijan Robinson looks good. I got to see what Ritter's going to look like at quarterback. And the Carolina Panthers, they're just not ready. Now, they go get Jonathan Taylor maybe 2 years from now. But my dark horse out of the NFC South is your New Orleans Saints. No more brown paper bags. I trust Calvin Johnson as well, Bro Gamer 123. He quit as well. He was getting high after every game. Sometimes he made some decisions off anxiety. From what I'm told, this new weed makes you crazy, makes you a little weird. They think that Reggie with the seeds that we smoked, that was just good. We were fine. You could operate, you could function. You know what I mean? This new stuff is chemically induced and all that stuff. Calvin Johnson, anxiety drove him out the league, but it helped with his pain. NFC West. Nope, not the Niners. I don't believe in Brock Purdy. I don't care what y'all tell me. He's not Jalen Hurts. So don't compare the two. He's not. He's not. I said it. And Jigba, Metcalf, Lockett, K9, Geno's comfy, Surfboard Pete, 6 pieces of gum in his mouth on the sideline. He's out there throwing passes to the team. It feels comfortable. We ain't kissing Russ's ass anymore. Yes, the Seattle Seahawks are a definite dark horse out of the NFC West. They made the playoffs last year. Again, these are dark horses. More than likely, it's going to be Philly or Dallas or San Fran. So I'm going to roll with Seattle. I like what they did last season. I like what I've seen in preseason. They added weapons. They have running back depth. They have receiver depth. Not the Legion of Boom. Not even close to the Legion of Boom. I won't disrespect the Legion of Boom like that. But you can put together, again, you got to get lucky. You got to get lucky on your way to a Super Bowl. Yes, you got to be good. You got to be solid. You can't make mental mistakes, but you got to have some luck. With a little bit of luck, Geno, another year in this offense, comfortable. He got his bag this summer. I want to say it was 3 years, $100 million, something like that. He got his bag. Watch out for those Seahawks. And then the NFC East. If you haven't been to the Super Bowl, you haven't been to an NFC title game since 1995, I think you qualify as a dark horse. That's right, folks. The Dallas Cowboys are my dark horse for the NFC East. It's been a long time. I mean, Philly's been to a Super Bowl recently. The Giants been more recent than them. Commanders, I don't know. I like Sam Howell, and I think he's going to be really good. But no, that's beyond dark when I talk about the Commanders. But I'm going to put the Cowboys. I mean, you haven't been able to beat the 49ers. Eagles have been to 2 Super Bowls since 2019. I'm going to roll with the Cowboys, man. Everything comes together. They're telling me it's a historical defense. I'll wait and see if the light bulb goes off for Dak. And when I say the light bulb goes off for Dak, meaning it's 3rd and 7, throw the ball to Mike McCarthy. Throw the ball to Nick Sirianni. Throw the ball to anybody but the other team and let this historical defense cook. Jay Glenn on YouTube, Sam Howell for MVP with laughing emoji. Yeah, you should put 3 more laughing emojis. I like Sam Howell, and I think he's going to make the NFC East interesting. MVP, pump your brakes. Yes, the Dallas Cowboys are my dark horse out of the NFC East. So, in totality, Dolphins, Browns. Oh, I missed the division. I missed the AFC South. You didn't even tell me. Sunshine. The Jags. Doug Peterson. Super Bowl pedigree. Weapons everywhere. Offensive line. Beat up on the Cowboys in his hometown, well, in Jacksonville last year. Come back from 27-0 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Absolutely, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars could be a dark horse to make it to the Super Bowl. Reason why they're dark, yes, they're the best team in the AFC South, but why I call them a dark horse is because everything they would have to go through to get there. There's Patrick Mahomes, there's Joe Burrow, there's Josh Allen, there's Aaron Rodgers, there's the Dolphins. There's a lot to get through to get to the Super Bowl, which is why I have them as a dark horse. And they're also a dark horse because they've only been to the playoffs once. It's still a very, very young team, but they've spent money. They've put the pieces in play, and they have a coach with that pedigree. No, it ain't the Texans. Stop it. Stop it. ESPN got them in the power rankings at 31. That's beyond dark. We got to come up with another word for it if the Texans were to make it to the Super Bowl. So you got the Dolphins, Browns, Jags, Broncos, Cowboys, Packers, Saints, and Seahawks. Rudy J, Super Bowl dark horse, Power Index. Tell me what you think. 656-3776. Hit me on YouTube. Hit me at RudyJ_star on Twitter or at SASportsStar.com or SASportsStar on Twitter. What do you think, Edwin? Where would you disagree? Where would you agree? Dark horse.
You don't think the Lions are, even though they're the favorites to win the division, I would, because they're kind of the 4th team outside of the big 3 in the NFC.
Well, see, and ESPN Power Rankings had them in their top 10. So I didn't really consider them a dark horse. A lot of people are high on the Lions, and I am too. I think the Lions are fantastic. Now they got to play some defense. Got to play some damn defense. But I think the game, like, there's certain guys. I think I put Tony Romo in this group too. There's certain guys, and Geno Smith, I put him in this group. Like the quarterback position is so tough, so tough. And hell, we could throw Dak in here too. When that game finally slows down for you, you finally understand everything, and you finally have some continuity with your offensive coordinator, and the game becomes easy, and you actually get real weapons. You're getting receivers that create separation. You have a running game. That's what's going on with Jared Goff. Because I'll tell you right now, they won't tell you this, but behind closed doors, the Rams they're happy they got their Super Bowl. No mistake about it. But right now and going forward, they would rather have Goff than Stafford.
They got rid of the worst quarterback. I mean, the better quarterback.
Yes, now that, but they cashed in. They cashed in. They got what they came for. They came for a Super Bowl and they got it. But right now, don't tell me Matthew Stafford and his bad neck is better than Jared Goff. So I like the Lions. I like the Lions a lot. But again, that's why I called them dark horses. That's why I went with the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. James Pledger on YouTube. Cowboys were in the top 10 too at 7, and you chose them. You're right. But I chose them based on the fact it's been a while. It's been a while. It's never been for Detroit, James. So you make a good point. But I feel like Green Bay is a much darker horse, is a jet black horse. And I love Jordan Love. And I love to see success. What's a better story than Jordan Love making it to the Super Bowl the year after Aaron Rodgers leaves? 93480 on text. Listen to Rudy J. Dark Horse's selections. Laughing at me. He got the Ray Liotta laughing emoji from Goodfellas. Yeah, I get it. You're supposed to be laughing at me. I don't want you to agree with me. If you agree with me, it'd be a boring, boring world. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, Steph Curry, I think he's been hanging out with LeBron in the offseason. I didn't expect this type of answer from Steph. I appreciate the honesty. We ask athletes to be honest. He was honest. He was on the Gilbert Arenas podcast, which I love. I love Gilbert Arenas post NBA. I didn't really care for him as a player. Thought he was just a ball hog, but he could hoop. He could go. But Steph Curry sat in with Gilbert Arenas, and they started talking about who was the best point guard of all time. And I was a little bit shocked at Steph Curry's answer. Also want to talk about LeBron James. Dwayne Wade went in the Hall of Fame. LeBron was nowhere to be found. Now, LeBron went to Chris Bosh's, didn't go to D Wade's. A little bit weird. And we revisit Joe and I's conversation. We'll revisit just for a tidbit. Joe and I on Friday, we were out at the Hunters Extravaganza, had a blast. That is one of the coolest events that I've done, that I've had the opportunity, should I say, to broadcast from. Shout out to the good folks at Northwestern Automotive. Appreciate y'all. I had a fantastic time. They were more than gracious to us, showed us a blast, even gave me the best roll of toilet paper that I've ever gotten. Shout out to them. Had a great time there. But when I was there with Joe, we talked about James Harden wanting out, and then that brought up Manu, and it took a whole turn, or took a whole life of its own. So we're going to get into that right on the other side of this break. So y'all sit tight. I want to talk about Steph Curry. I'm kind of shocked at him. I like Steph. I like Steph a lot. I don't know if I liked his answer when he was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And speaking of podcasts, Edwin, you want to know who your real friends are out there? Because a lot of times we'll be out at these remotes, and guys and gals will come up to me, Rudy, man, give me some advice. I want to get in this business. And I'm like, oh, you got a YouTube page? You got a podcast? Check it out. Give you some advice. No, I don't. I was wanting to get some advice. Tell you something. You can't come to me asking me for advice if you haven't already gotten motion. You should already be in motion. It takes nothing to start a podcast. It takes nothing to have a YouTube channel. It takes nothing to be putting out content on your social media. But if you want to know something really about this podcast game / YouTube game, you want to know who your real friends are, tell them that you started a podcast. Because none of them are going to listen. But if you want the game, you got to be willing to go through that part. You got to be willing to go through that. And I always tell people that every time that I talk to them, like, man, you don't even have a YouTube channel. You don't even got a pod. You don't even go Instagram Live. You don't go Facebook Live. You got nothing to show me, but you asking me how to get in the game where you don't need radio or television anymore. You should already have all of that in motion before you asking for any advice. But the thing about it is you got to be willing to go through them dark times where only your mom and your wife are listening. Them only 2-3 people going to be listening to the pod. But you got to stay consistent, and you got to be in motion. You got to always be on point. And you got to always be rolling. That's just that. You want to find out how many friends you got, let them know you started the podcast. So we're going to talk Gilbert Arenas podcast, which is pretty popular. Steph Curry, LeBron and D Wade, Manu versus Harden. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic is back Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Do you feel stuck? Are you living in pain? Stop. I want you to call my friends at Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio, highly trained medical professionals that have one job in mind, and that is to get you out of pain. How do they do it? Well, it's a variety of things that I can tell you as a patient. It has worked every time. I've had lower back issues most of my adult life. I went into an Arasti provider, and not only did they get me fixed in half the time that I was used to, but they taught me how to stay out of pain. When I walked in, they accepted my insurance, and I didn't even need a referral to walk in the door. You don't either. Call this number, 1-800-404-6050, or go to their website. It's Arosti.com. Funny name, but a great place. It's spelled AIRROSTI.com. There's a map of all the local providers, tips and tricks to keep you healthy, but most importantly, you can go ahead and schedule your appointment there. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call an Arosti provider today. Get yourself fixed, and I know you're going to thank me later.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember two things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to obtain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze fruit on-the-go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Call Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hi, everyone. Joe Reinagle here. You know, years ago, I was told I needed to take better care of my skin, particularly on my face. I never really thought about it, but it's true. Men need to take care of their skin. But it's so hard to find something good that is just for guys. That is until now. I found Toro Cosmeceuticals, and it's a game changer. It's luxury skincare just for men, and it's affordable. Everything you need, from face wash, moisturizer, toner, eye cream, shave and beard oil. Not only does it feel great going on, it can actually repair your skin. You're going to look healthier, and yeah, you're going to look younger. Toro is a game changer. It's an experience that is all for men. It's working for me, and I know you're going to like it as well. And to get you started, Toro is offering a 20% discount. All you have to do is go to ToroSkincare.com, enter the code Joe. That's ToroSkincare.com, enter the code Joe.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we get this question quite a bit. Here's what you have to do. Contact Morgan Harrison via email. It's morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she's going to have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, and even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
My partners had told me I should get my knee replaced. I was in my 40s, and I decided that I wouldn't do that.
That's orthopedic surgeon Dr. John Herzog, who found regenerative medicine years ago and became a believer.
It changed my life around. It improved me to a point where I was able to jog again.
That's when Dr. Herzog switched his focus from surgery to helping his patients with natural biologics.
I've treated at least 5,000 patients. has everything it needs to heal itself.
Today, you'll find Dr. Herzog at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in this exciting field of medicine that can give lasting pain relief with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery.
I have patients coming up to me that I did 10 years ago saying, Doc, my elbow's still working great. I'm playing tennis 3 days a week.
Call QC Kinetics now to explore alternative ways to deal with your pain. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Your home for Rob and Rudy. It's R&R in the morning on YouTube, sasportstar.com. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
ESPN Power Rankings this upcoming season has hit, and the Chiefs are 1, Eagles, Bengals, 49ers, Bills finished that out at the top 5. Cowboys came in at 7. We're finding out, according to the Express News, that the Spurs in San Antonio had talks about a downtown arena well before the draft lottery and them obtaining Victor Wembanyama. And the Rangers take action again tonight against the Diamondbacks at 8 right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the back with a left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wake up and stop yawning. It is R&R in the morning. Rudy J, Edwin Easy E. Hafner sitting in with me. Rob is out. My main man, James Pledger, who normally sits in for Rob or I when we cannot make it, has some things to do today. I figured, hell, Joe, when Jason takes his 97 vacations, he always does a show by himself. I said, let's swing for the fences and see if I can knock out 4 hours by myself, have Edwin knock down an open jumper here and there, and we get through these 4 hours and, hopefully the people stay entertained and stay tuned in. So hopefully y'all are having a fine Tuesday morning. If you're just tuned in, along with ESPN's Power Rankings, which I just talked about in my Sports Center, what they did different this time, they put, if it doesn't go right for this team, who will we blame? And of course, they hold Dak's hand, they grab his hand, say, come on, baby, let's get across the street. They walk him across the street. They teach him to look both ways. And according to ESPN, if this goes wrong or goes badly for the Cowboys, they're going to blame Mike McCarthy. I said that 3-4 weeks ago at damn Cowboy camp. I knew it. Cowboys weren't too happy with it. They weren't too happy that, hey, man, we gave y'all access to all these. We gave you Micah. We gave you Jerry. We gave you Steven. We gave you Micah. We gave you Dak. We gave you McCarthy, Terrence Steele, Deron Bland, Stephon Gilmore. And this is how you repay us? By telling us that our coach is going to be on the hot seat? I don't want Mike McCarthy on the hot seat. I just understand how this game works for the coddled, the loved Mr. Huggy Bear himself, Dak Prescott. So we talked about that. Of course, we talked about ESPN's Power Rankings. We continued our conversation between Rob and I about Blue Beetle and culture appropriation. We talked about the Spurs. Come to find out, according to Express News, talks about a downtown arena go as far back as to right after the January 13th game they held at the Alamo Dome with the Golden State Warriors, which was a huge success. At that point, the Spurs brass contacted the city council like, hey, we need more games downtown. Fast forward to April, still well before the draft lottery, still a month or so before the draft lottery. City contacts the Spurs, hey, let's meet. They meet at the Frost Center sometime in April with Spurs Sports and Entertainment CEO R.C. Buford. Details from that meeting weren't released, but we would like to think that it was still about a downtown arena. And this is still before we know that Victor Wembanyama has landed in the countdown city to 210. So there's not breaking news that they're talking about a downtown arena, but what it is, not breaking news, but what is news to me anyway, is that they were talking about this well before, which leads me to believe that the draft lottery is rigged. I'm talking about a damn team they had. We ain't talking about a damn downtown arena with them and Brandon Miller or with them and Scoot. You ain't talking about no damn downtown arena for Scoot Henderson. This thing is fixed. We always knew it was fixed, but we just never figured that it was really, really fixed because we always feel like we get the short end of the stick. We feel like the NBA really don't like us. We feel like we're kind of the stepchild of the title towns of the NBA. We are title town. There's Lakers, there's Spurs, there's the Bulls, there's the Warriors, there's us. Yes, the Warriors, they had titles when they were that other team. So yeah, we're in there. We're part of title town NBA, but we feel like, you know how Tony Parker feels? Like, hey, I was a part of the big three, but y'all treat me like, a lot of people treat Tony like he wasn't a part of the big three. That's how we feel in San Antonio with the NBA. Like, yeah, we're title town. Yeah, we love us. Yeah, we invented load management. We made the international player hot in these streets. We got 5 titles, but y'all still don't give us our proper due. Y'all don't give us our flowers the way we should be. So we never really thought it was rigged, but now hearing this, I know the lottery's rigged.
Did you think it was rigged when LeBron James' hometown team ended up getting the #1 pick the year he came out?
Derrick Rose to Chicago. New Orleans Pelicans desperately needed Zion. Come on, man.
Or even when the Pelicans were owned by David Stern, ended up getting Anthony Davis.
Wait a minute. That's right. That's right. Speaking of Anthony Davis, I heard Stan Van Gundy on the podcast, since we're about to talk podcast. I heard Stan Van Gundy on the podcast saying that you can't say Anthony Davis's career has been better than Dwight Howard's. I've been hearing a lot of people lately talk about prime Dwight Howard. Prime Dwight Howard punk LeBron. Yeah, I said it, LeBron slurpers. I said it. 2009. They make the commercial. They had the LeBron puppet and they had the Kobe puppet. And they were on a collision course for the NBA Finals. Well, Dwight Howard, Hedo Turkoglu, Petrus, and some other guys beat LeBron to go to the finals and get mauled by Kobe and Powell 4-1. Nobody talks about that in LeBron's book, though. You LeBron slurpers, y'all leave that part of the book out. Like, we could have settled this debate between Kobe and LeBron. We could have settled it face to face, head to head, mano a mano. But LeBron couldn't get past Hedo Turkoglu and Dwight Howard in his 2 post moves. Y'all don't want to talk about that, though. LeBron then were like 40-1 at home that year. So don't tell me he didn't have help. Don't tell me he didn't have blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. Hedo Turkoglu and Dwight Howard beat you. React to me, LeBron slurper, since Rome is back. React to me. That's that Jim Rome stuff. You got to be a day one Jim Romer to understand that. I digress. Steph Curry. Bro, I like you. I've put up with your stupid, corny dances. His dances are corny. They are. He's the man. But his dances and his shimmies, they're corny. It's corny. It is. But I get it. You can't help it. Like, corny is always going to show. I don't care how much money you got. Money can't not make you a cornball. Sometimes Steph is a cornball. He was on the Gilbert Arenas podcast. This wasn't corny. This wasn't a cornball moment, but I kind of side-eyed him.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes.
But
I have yes.
Hmm?
Me and Magic, that's the conversation.
Yeah. Because as we can look at stats all day, right? We can look at stats and try to judge.
This is Gilbert.
I wasn't around with Magic. I know, right? So I know there's not a lot of 6'9" point guard. No one's trying. I'm thinking about the 90s growing up. There was nobody trying to be a 6'9" point guard, right? I mean, it just. But I can witness and watch every kid trying to be Curry. You know what I mean? So it's like the influence that you really have on the game from the position as a player. I look at the stats and say, okay, Magic then Curry. When I look at the kids and I watch AAU, it's like, nah.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously I have to answer it that way, but I really feel like, to your point, like Magic's resume is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, all right, so the fact that we're even having that conversation is it's a place I never thought I'd be in. But the fact, to your point of like how you grade it in the whole conversation, that's why we have the conversations, because it's fun and it's measuring errors against each other. And I love that's what basketball, so sports is all about. That's why people watch. That's why people get in heated debates about it. I love it. So you put me on my own team, I'm gonna rep myself for sure.
Cap. I think that's what the kids say. Kids say that's cap. And for those that don't know what that's cap means, that's nonsense. You tripping. You bugging. No, you're not the best point guard of all time. You're not better than Magic. You're not better than Isaiah Thomas. And I'll give you another point guard that he's not better than. And nobody wants to call him a point guard, but he's a point guard. I know he's listed as small forward. I know what he's listed as. But if you watch the game, he's a point guard. He's not a better point guard than LeBron James. LeBron James is if you want to talk about who's the second best point guard of all time, if you want to put Magic as number one, who played with a phenomenal team. Like everybody wants to talk about Joe Montana and Magic, played with 27 Hall of Famers between two of them. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. If you want to say Magic's the best, LeBron is 2. Zeke would be 3. Steph Curry might be 4. If I'm, but he ain't better than Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas had to go through Bird Celtics in his prime, in Bird's prime. He dog-walked Michael Jordan's team, dog-walked Jordan's Bulls until the Bulls finally got over the hump when the Pistons got old. And he had to beat the Lakers. No other person can say that. Celtics, Bulls, Lakers. Only those bad boy Pistons. He is not a better point guard than Isaiah Thomas. I'm standing on that. If AI had won one title, I would say he's not even better than AI. But then again, if I'm going to put LeBron as a 1, I don't think I'm going to put AI as a 1. AI pretty much played the 2. Eric Snow played the 1 on those teams. But we all know AI was supposed to be a point guard, but he really isn't. Steph isn't the best point guard of all time. I don't think he believes that. He said yes too quick for me. He said yes a little bit too quick for me. What is this I'm looking at?
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Is Steph a 1? Is he?
That's what he's listed as.
He feels like a 2 to me. He feels like a small 2 to me. He don't feel like a point guard to me. And I know for a fact this season he ain't playing the 1. He's not playing the 1. That'll be Chris Paul. He's gonna be off the ball because he's been on the ball too much. They feel like his work overload is a little bit too much. I know for a fact he ain't gonna be playing the 1 this year. J4 YouTube. Steph is the best point guard in the modern era. What does that mean? I know what that means, but yes, Jay Glenn, he's the best 3-point shooter of all time. Best point guard of all time? No, I can't give him that. He's played 14 seasons. Magic only played 13. Playoffs, Steph Curry's been in 9, Magic 13. All-Star games, Steph Curry 9, Magic Johnson 12. Season MVPs, Steph 2, Magic 3. Finals MVP, Steph 1, Magic 3. All-NBA first team, Steph Curry 4, Magic Johnson 9. All-NBA teams, Steph Curry 9, Magic Johnson 10. Scoring leader, Steph 2, Magic 0. Assist leader, Steph 0, Magic 4. Steals leader. When the hell did Magic win the steals leader twice? Steph once, Magic twice. So yeah, Magic's he did say, after he said yes, he was the best, he did follow it up saying, look, the conversation is about me and Magic. I think that's disrespectful to Zeke considering what Zeke had to go through. Keep in mind, I love Joe Dumars. Love Bill Laimbeer. Love Dennis Rodman. Love that Bad Boys team. It was on Zeke. Yes, they were great defensively together. They played on the string and they would kick your ass. But as far as like, hey, Vinnie Johnson would come off the bench and microwave, but we down 10 or we need to maintain the lead. Isaiah had to get out there, all 6'1" of them, and get busy. And he would get busy. Had MJ crying to the league. Had MJ calling up David Stern like, hey, they're doing this, they're doing that. At Jordan rules. They're doing this it's not fair. Larry Bird Celtics, Magic Johnson's Lakers. Only Zeke can say that. Only Zeke can say that. Now in 89, Magic did have the hamstring. Didn't win. Nonetheless, he went through Magic Johnson's Lakers. Rudolph Gonzalez, YouTube, Steph's about the best shooting point guard. Other than that, I can't remember I recall a single assist that he's made that was memorable. He's not the best point guard of all time. There's not many people ahead of him. But he ain't the best of all time. And he answered that a tad bit too quickly for my liking. And again, when you ask the greats this question, when you ask the greats these questions, as far as Shelton just shot me the finger, I don't know why. I don't know what I did, but I digress. Greg Shelton, our crack engineer, walks up to the door, shoots me the finger, walks off. Cool, whatever. I hate me too. When you ask Michael Jordan this, I've seen Michael Jordan ask this question many times. Who's the best of all time? He wants no part of it. Now, behind closed doors, when we know they having the cigars and they drinking and they playing ping pong and they gambling and stuff, Mike might tell you, but in front of the media, Mike never wanted any part of it. Kobe really never wanted any part of it. Yet LeBron and Steph are comfortable. Like LeBron's comfortable telling you he's the GOAT. Rich Paul's comfortable cussing out Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. Smith says that LeBron is behind MJ. Like there's a certain decorum that's supposed to go on amongst the greats. Like if Steph can feel that way, I'm not saying you shouldn't feel that way. I think when you wake up in the morning, you headed to the gym or you get out there for the finals or whatever, you're supposed to feel that way. But if you have all this respect for the Magics of the world and LeBron has all this respect for the Jordans and the Bill Russells and all that stuff, like there's a certain way you handle certain questions in the public eye. And I don't like LeBron and his team running around chastising everybody that don't say he's the GOAT. And I didn't really care for Steph Curry answering the question that fast and then following it up with, oh man, I have so much respect for Magic. Really? Do you? Are you sure? You tell Dale Curry that. You tell Mama Curry that. You tell Aisha that. Tell your little girls that. You tell Clay and them that and Steve Kerr. Ask Steve Kerr if you better than Isaiah Thomas. And see how he pauses. Hey, Steve, you think I'm better than Zeke? Curry's gonna be like, well, and then he's gonna lie to him. And he's gonna say, yeah, I think so. But it's gonna take about a 10-second pause, Steph, because he knows you're not better than Magic. Magic went to 9 finals. 9. It took this dude from French Lick, Indiana to knock him off. And it took this dude by the name of Dr. J and Moses Malone, 4 to knock him off. It took legends to knock him off. Cut it out. Cut it out, Steph. You're better than that. David Wayman, YouTube. How are we not talking about Jerry West? He's the freaking NBA logo. I think he's like 1-37 in the finals.
And he's a shooting guard, not a point
guard.
guard.
He's a shooting guard. He's a shooting guard, David. I didn't think he played. I think he kind of was point guard. But again, I know what LeBron James is listed at. I know what he's listed at. I know he's listed as a small forward. But for me, just my eye test, and I go off my eye test. I don't go off of what people tell me. LeBron James has played point guard since 2011 when he got to the Heatles. He a lot of handling the ball, a lot of pick and rolls. For the last 10, 11 years, LeBron's been a point guard to me, in my estimation. That's why him and Kyrie had beef. This is why, there's certain times with the Lakers where they're like, hey, hold on, man. Like, you doing too much. We need to get you off the ball so you can save your legs. Just my humble opinion. Speaking of LeBron James, talk more about him and his cohort, Dwayne Wade, right after I tell you about my good friends at Ewald Kubota. When you've got a big project that needs to be done on your property, but maybe you don't have the right equipment, you need to think Ewald Kubota. They don't just sell tractors, mowers, and construction equipment. They also rent and offer field service if your equipment's down. So basically what I'm saying is like, they don't even want you to buy it. They don't even want you to rent it. Like, your equipment down, we'll come out and try and fix it for you. Right now, Compact Tractor offers at Ewald Kubota are an amazing 0 down, 0% financing for 84 months. Plus, they're still offering big savings on hay equipment, $1,000 up to $3,000. Ewald Kubota has 11 different locations to serve you with everything under one roof. 75 years, Ewald Kubota has been your Kubota dealer. Mr. Ewald Kubota wanted me to let y'all know, thank you. Thank you for your purchases and trusting their service department with your equipment. From the Gulf of Mexico to the Hill Country of Texas for 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer. Now, I beat up on LeBron a lot, and rightfully so. He deserves it. When you walk around telling everybody that you're the best to ever do it, you deserve the criticism that comes with it, because then we have to comb through all that argument with a fine-tooth comb. And I beat him up every chance I get, because sometimes some of the stuff he does is corny as well. Him and Steph, they got some corny ways here and there. But the one thing I'm going to defend him on, Dwayne Wade just went into the Hall of Fame alongside of Pop, alongside of Becky, alongside of Tony Parker, and LeBron wasn't there. National media killing him for it. Absolutely beating him up for it. How can you go to Chris Bosh's Hall of Fame induction, but not Dwayne Wade's? That tells you all you need to know. Now, is it weird to see him walk out with Drake last night in LA? You know, him and Bronny. He was okay to go to the Drake concert, but he couldn't make it to Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction. I hear you, LeBron haters. I hear you. But be clear. There was a conversation. I don't have to be there. I know those guys are too close. There had to be a great excuse, great reason for him not to be at Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction. I'm sure he let Dwayne Wade know what the reason was, or whatever the case was. I'm not going to beat him up for that, because I know if he went to Chris Bosh's, he wanted to be at Dwayne Wade. There had to be a great reason why he wasn't. I'm not going to kill him for that. I know Stephen A. really beat up on him for it, went off on him. I know Stephen A. does his podcast. He really laid into LeBron about that, saying, I don't know. He said Dwayne Wade taught LeBron James championship pedigree. I don't know about that. I think the losses taught LeBron about championship pedigree more than anything. That game 6 in Boston, 45-15, that's when LeBron took over the league and became the best player in the league at that time. I think the losses in 2011, what J.J. Barea and Dirk Nowitzki did to him, taught him more than Dwayne Wade did. All Dwayne Wade did that really helped him was say, hey, you know what? It's your team. It's your show. I'm going to play second fiddle. Chris going to play third. Now go lead us. Now, Dwayne Wade, I'll give him credit for that. But for Stephen A. to say Dwayne Wade taught LeBron James championship pedigree, that's just when we're going too far. Now if I'm Rich Paul or I'm Maverick Carter, that type of stuff would piss me off. Like, no, that's too much. He had a great reason, Edwin. He had a great reason. I'm not going to kill him for that. I know for a fact he wanted to be there. They're too tight. They're too tight for him to miss something like that. I ain't going to beat him up for that.
No, I mean, like I said, son just got out of the hospital, even though I didn't know he was at the Drake concert, but
his son did just get out of the hospital.
But he congratulated him on social media too a bunch about him going into the Hall of Fame. So I don't think there's any beef towards him. I mean, that's his best friend in the whole league.
Yeah. I'm not killing him for that. You're all right with me on that one, LeBron. You're all right. Manu Ginobili, he's also a Hall of Famer. As I told y'all, we were out at the Hunters Extravaganza at the Freeman Coliseum. Joe and I argued a lot. We didn't argue. Joe and I are both the same. We both like a good, healthy debate. We don't take debates personal. We're going to yell at each other. We're going to scream at each other. And then we're going to say cheers, and we're going to take a shot of his favorite bourbon and a shot of my favorite tequila, and we're going to laugh about it, and we're going to have a good time. And that's pretty much what we did the entire show Friday. But one of them was, we started talking about James Harden and the fact that, he's acting like a piece of crap for the way he's treating Daryl Morey. I don't care what Daryl Morey promised him. Daryl Morey's been there for him. Daryl Morey paid him $200 million when, got him out of Oklahoma, when got him from Brooklyn. Daryl Morey has been nothing but good to James Harden. And the one time Daryl Morey doesn't give James Harden his way, James Harden throws a temper tantrum in aisle 8 at HEB, kicking, screaming, yelling, stomping around, mad, calling him a liar, doubling down on it, repeating it. I don't know if anybody even understood what he was saying. But it led me to talk. Somehow Manu comes up, and I was like, yeah, that would be like people thinking Manu Ginobili's a better basketball player than James Harden. That's just not true. Manu is a great player. Manu is a Hall of Famer. Manu is not a better, and this is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Better teammate? Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course. He's not a better basketball player than James Harden, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not me knocking Manu Ginobili. That's me. Oh, we started talking about lefties. We started talking about great lefties. And I was like, yeah, James Harden, one of the best lefties ever, even better than Manu Ginobili. And, Joe about punched me in the face. I get it. When I said it yesterday to Rob about punched me in the face. Y'all know. We know. And I'm not going to spend, that's why I saved this for the end of the segment. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. Y'all know that Manu not James Harden. Manu not leading no team to the Western Conference Finals by himself. Y'all think James Harden wouldn't have 4 rings alongside of Tim and Pop? Y'all really believe that? It'd be a different mindset. He'd be a different guy. And he'd have Tim Duncan. Everybody that plays with Tim Duncan wins rings. Everybody. You know, like, come on. If you can play, if you're really that guy and you're alongside at 21, you're going to win rings. You think Chris Paul wouldn't have 3-4 rings playing with Tim Duncan? You know, a lot of people, oh, well, Tony Parker's better than Chris Paul. No, he's not. No, he's not. He had Tim Duncan. That's it. End of the story. If Tim goes to Orlando, we ain't talking about Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. Maybe the 2004 Olympics. Maybe we would have talked about him then when the USA didn't care. USA didn't care in 2004. We were like, hey, man, send anybody. Y'all go get drunk and have a great time in Greece. And we found out the world caught up to us. And we haven't lost since. Once we started caring again, we ain't lost since. And then we kicked Argentina's ass in 2008. You know, like that was a fluke. Y'all can keep hanging your hat on that. I get it. I love Manu too. I love Manu. Y'all can't make me say I don't love Manu, but I'm just saying, stop. He's not a better basketball player than James Harden. I think Manu would tell you that. You put me alongside of Tim Duncan, I'm going to find me a way to get me some jewelry. Put it to you that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to Manu in that burnt orange jacket that they give them. Coming back. And that's enough basketball. We may talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on in the show. But coming back, we got the NFL gumbo. D'Amico Ryans. I'm starting to believe that D'Amico Ryans is serious. For a while, I thought D'Amico Ryans was being coy and like, nah, I don't really. I'm starting to come around that D'Amico really doesn't know if he wants to put CJ in harm's way and possibly ruin his confidence going forward as an NFL quarterback. I'm starting to believe it. Bill Belichick opened up. Bill Belichick's normal. I didn't think Bill Belichick was a normal dude. We'll talk about that. And the Colts have granted Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade. NFL Gumbo is on the stove, and we're going to get it cooking right here next on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Raiders at 6 p.m.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi there, I'm Dwayne Charping, owner of Roof Fix. We're offering a special deductible relief program that gives you up to $2,500 plus 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 6 months with approved credit.
Call Roof Fix today at 210-FIX-ROOF.
Are you enrolled in Medicaid or a program like CHIP? Many people in San Antonio are at risk of losing their coverage. Access to affordable, quality health care is important to physical and mental health. Metro Health reminds you to update your information with Texas Health and Human Services. Look for a yellow envelope in the mail that says Action Required from Texas Health and Human Services. For assistance with your Medicaid renewal, call Enroll SA at 210-977-7997 or log into your Texas benefits account and renew today.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUD.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice, so you're free to ponder life's big questions, like what's the best animal in the world if not humans? I'd strongly consider ducks to be somewhere up there on the list. Think about it. Ducks can swim, ducks can fly, and ducks can walk on land. They have access to all terrains. They are the ultimate animal. And they wiggle their butts when they walk, which is funny. Yeah, ducks are awesome. End of story. Bundling and saving with Geico. It's an easy choice.
Can we make 10,000 thread count sheets?
For Lens Linens, staying in the comfort zone is never an option.
Maximum thread count we could possibly thread.
An industrial seamstress would make their sweet dreams come true.
I want it to feel like you're on a snowflake, on cotton candy, on marshmallows, on a cloud.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's something you won't hear from any other jeweler. Right now, when you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct, we'll give you a free gold setting for it. Yes, a 14-karat classic solitaire setting in white gold or yellow gold at no charge with any natural diamond purchase. So all your money can go toward a bigger diamond while you still get the classic look she wants in that engagement ring. Another example of Diamonds Direct's extraordinary value. Or if you want to take it up to the next level, Diamonds Direct also has a fantastic selection of halo, pave, vintage, 3-stone, and other popular mountings. Or maybe she wants a designer ring, like the one she's seen on social media. Well, Diamonds Direct has those too. In fact, we are an authorized retailer for all the top designers from New York and California. Whichever setting you choose, you'll also be able to choose your finance plan. Diamonds Direct now has a wide range of finance options with attractive rates and terms up to 60 months, so you can get the ideal setting to fit your style with the ideal payment to fit your budget. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Store hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to all, and to all a good morning. You are tuned into R&R in the morning. Don't adjust the dial. Don't adjust your YouTube. Don't adjust your sasportstar.com. Rob is out today. It's just myself and Craig Hodges, a.k.a. John Paxson, a.k.a. Steve Kerr, a.k.a. Edwin Easy E. Hafner. It's just us today. We roll the dice. We will roll this thing out here and, hopefully we entertain you. That my job is to make 6 to 10 go as fast as possible, and hopefully your day is flying by. We're almost at 9 o'clock, so it's only Tuesday, though. But we're getting close to Labor Day. Back to school has started. Man, back to school. Appreciate you, Des. Back to school, man. Let me talk about back to school a little bit. Let me take you back, and I think we can all relate. Back to school was fun. Those first until you ran out of new outfits. That's when the school year, the dog days of the school year didn't start until you ran out of outfits. When you ran out of outfits, that was it. You're like, man, the hell with school. The hell with school. You know, those first few days, Mom Deuce got you fresh kicks, outfit laid out at the end of the bed. Because I've been watching my 15-year-old. And she coming downstairs modeling her little stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she hype. I give her about, well, I don't know what we got. We probably got about a good week and a half, 2 weeks of stuff. And then she's going to have to start rotating them damn outfits and she ain't going to want to go. So back to school is fun until you start repeating. Now, see, that with me, with back to school, see, my best friend, so I went to Roosevelt, but my best friend went to Judson. So the way we stayed fresh, we swapped clothes. So when I ran out, I'd be like, yo, Jeff, I'm coming through this weekend. I'm gonna stay over there this weekend. We're gonna do blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And I'm gonna take the Michigan hoodie and the Notre Dame hoodie and the Miami hoodie. I'm gonna give you the USC, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. Now we couldn't do jeans because he was like 6'4". You know, whatever. Make your jokes, insert jokes. We couldn't do jeans, but we would be able to exchange tops. And jeans, like, to keep it real, what do we have? Like 3 pair of jeans you rotated? Maybe. And that's not because like I lived a great life coming up as a kid. Like I was far from rich, far from poor. Like I lived a good life. Mom kept me fresh. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is no matter how you always had like 3 or 4 jeans that you just wouldn't wear that your mom got you just because they fit horrible. You didn't like it for whatever reason. So you rotated about 2, 3 jeans. All that mattered was your kicks and your top was fresh. And even with the kicks, you didn't have a lot of kicks, but we kept that cup and toothbrush under the sink, put the dishwashing liquid in it, fill it up, get your towel, use that toothbrush, keep your kicks fresh. These kids don't even keep their kicks fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes my daughter come downstairs and I'm like, how do you got your ones looking like that? How you got your dunks looking like that? How you got your Air Force Ones looking like that? Like that don't, you okay? You okay with rocking your kicks dirty like that? Like we kept our kicks fresh. So back to school brought back so many memories. But yeah, man, I was able to stay fresh because my best friend went to Judson. So it was always, you know, I was always clean. But plus, it wasn't about the clothes, it was who's in them. It's got to be in you, not on you. So back to school, man. It's a fun time, fun time of the year because back to school means that football season is right around the corner. Edwin, I'm starting to believe D'Amico. I'm starting to believe, like, keep in mind, D'Amico played, and D'Amico played for the Texans. When you play for the Texans, you've seen it all. You've seen the bad and the ugly. There was only good there was that one season with Deshaun Watson. Even that ended up being ugly because you should have beat the team that went on to be the Super Bowl champions. There's no reason they should have lost that excuse. So if you played for the Texans, you've seen the bad and you've seen the ugly, not much good. And a part of me is starting to really believe that D'Amico is going back and forth on this decision with CJ Stroud. Like at first I was like, dude, this is stupid. You've heard us. If you're a daily listener, you've heard myself and Rob like, man, whatever, D'Amico. Why don't you just name him? I'm really starting to believe that D'Amico is like, man, maybe I shouldn't start this kid because it can go bad. It can go bad when you throw a guy out there too quick. He loses his confidence, and at that position, it's not easy just to get that back, especially as a young player. Like, it's tough to develop that amnesia trait. It's tough. And now I'm starting to believe, like, he's like, I don't think he feels like Davis Mills is, obviously CJ's ceiling is much higher than Davis Mills. But right now it's like, okay, maybe I should give CJ a little bit more time instead of just throwing him to the wolves. Because if he loses his confidence, he's gone forever. He's gone forever. So I'm starting to believe D'Amico, but these are his thoughts on CJ's performance after game, the second preseason game.
What I saw from CJ's throws was the ball was coming out on time. It was very accurate, or where the ball placement was very good. So it's encouraging, right, to see him from week 1 to this week, right, to see the improvement just overall, seeing him just more comfortable and I saw him having fun, right, playing the game, seeing him also be able to scramble out of the pocket and make a play. It's fun when you can see guys actually enjoying football, having fun doing it, and he continues to grow. We're going to be just fine.
Okay, well, the words aren't matching the actions. My wife gets on me about that all the time. Your actions. I don't care what you tell me. Your actions are what speak to us. And your actions, considering you won't name him the starter, lets me know that a part of D'Amico, and it may just be a small part, and then CJ may end up starting, but I do think at night when D'Amico's alone or when he's with his, with his crew or when he's at home and he's got to think about, because again, he could get advice from his offensive coordinator, his quarterback coach, his receivers coach. They can take all their advice, but at the end of the day, it's on you. Ask Mike McCarthy. It's on D'Amico. And a part of me feels like there's a small part of D'Amico that's like, man, I don't know if I want to throw CJ out here to the Wolves just yet. Will it be a bad idea or a good idea? We'll never know. We'll never know, if he throws him out there. So we'll see. Now, staying in that division, Edwin, I guess Jonathan Taylor's healthy. This situation is ugly. This is a novella. I don't know what the hell's going on with Jonathan Taylor. Maybe Adam Schefter can give us some clarity.
A standoff that has been going on all summer is now continuing, with the Colts giving permission to Jonathan Taylor to seek a trade. Now, they're not just going to give him away. They're going to look for a high price in return if they wind up dealing Jonathan Taylor. And keep in mind that any acquiring team would have to satisfy not only the Indianapolis Colts, but also Jonathan Taylor, who's in search of a new contract. But essentially, you're going to see teams trim their rosters and make a ton of moves next week by Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline. And one of the big moves, maybe the biggest, could involve a blockbuster trade that would send Jonathan Taylor somewhere.
That was Adam Schefter. Why did they give Adam Schefter these dope hip-hop beats behind his bed? I was like, I'm sitting there listening. I'm jamming to the beat. I'm like, why does Adam get the dope beat? Speaking of hip-hop, basketball and football, I'm going to get back to Jonathan Taylor. Basketball and football and hip-hop are all joined at the hip. We don't get no hip-hop on Sports Star. Nothing. We get like one song every 4 hours, but at the most two. What are the two sports that we talk about on this station?
Basketball and football.
Where's the hip hop? That ain't on you. It's not on you, Edwin. You didn't upload the stuff that we play on the show. I'm not blaming you, bro. So don't look at me with the gas face. But how the hell do we not have no hip hop, no R&B incorporated on this station? I be all day long on Fox, ESPN, hip hop beds, hip hop guests. We have zero hip hop on this station. Nothing. No beds, no bump backs, no outros, no nothing. Like I'm not sitting here. I am the culture. Y'all don't ever think about me? Y'all never think about me when you're uploading this music? Like, man, you know what? Maybe Rudy would like to hear a little bit of urban music here and there sometimes. Y'all don't ever think about your brother? It's sad, man. It's sad what you got to go through sometimes. Anyway, Beastie Boys are the godfather of hip-hop. Changed my mind. Julian Ingalls. Godfathers? Julian? Rudolph Gonzalez says, because Pledger likes Blink-182. Pledger likes hip-hop. And I'm hoping he's not in the dental chair. I'm hoping he's the one to hear, because he's the one that uploads the music. We can play the music. We have the licenses. But Jonathan Taylor. Here's the thing. Only thing I heard in there, other than the nice hip hop beat in the background, was Jonathan Taylor's going to have to agree. So this is what that means. So teams can call, but Jonathan Taylor's question is going to be, okay, once I land and once I get off the plane, are we going straight to go sign a new deal? If that answer is no, Jonathan Taylor and his agent, you know what they're going to tell those teams? They're going to say, hey, you can trade for us, but we're not showing up until we get a new deal. So they're going to be in the same, whoever trades for Jonathan Taylor is going to be in the same situation that the Colts are in. So that's going to make it tough for my two teams that I feel like fit best. And I went through all 32 teams, and I feel like the best three fits are Carolina, because you're going to get him cheaper than what you have McCaffrey at. McCaffrey was at about 16. Is McCaffrey at like 16? I want to say McCaffrey's is like 16 million. You could get him cheaper than that because right now it's going to be 10, 11. And I think Jonathan Taylor's agent understand that. Yeah, McCaffrey's at 16, so you're going to get him cheaper than that. And the Chicago Bears, who have the cap space to do it, and they have a young quarterback. And the best way to protect a young quarterback is to give him a running game and an offensive line. And my third team at a distant third is the Buffalo Bills. And the reason I put them at a distant third is because they've had the opportunity to go after big name running backs, and they've yet to do it. So I don't, and everybody on TV keeps going to the Buffalo Bills. I'm like, when have they given you that inclination that they would do it? They've had the opportunity. They could have went after Dalvin Cook. They could have went after Zeke. They could have went after a few guys. Maybe they feel like, okay, well, if you, like I saw Sal Palantonio say the Buffalo Bills, well, maybe they have Jonathan Taylor in a different light, but they have a lot of money tied up in other places, whereas Carolina and Chicago, they don't have that just yet. So those would be the two teams that I feel like are best. But Jonathan Taylor and his agent are going to tell Chicago and Carolina, y'all going to pay us when we land? And if they say no, then you're going to say, okay, then you're going to be in the same situation. So it is a very, very sticky situation in trade. It's not just about trading for him. You have to get him to show up once he lands. And if I'm Jonathan Taylor, I don't blame him. I don't blame Jonathan Taylor. You got a small window to get a little bit of money as an NFL running back. Speaking of the AFC East, we talked about Buffalo. Bill Belichick, yes, me and Jeff Pine swapped outfits, James. That is my best friend. He was my best man. He drives me crazy sometimes, but yeah, that's my guy. Bill Belichick can come off as a red ass. He can come off as a hard ass. He can come off as a guy that you don't want to be around. He can come off as a guy that, like, you know, if they said, hey, Rudy, rank the coaches that you would like to have a beer with, Bill Belichick probably coming last. But what show was he on? What show was this he was on? What show was this he was on? Bill Belichick on the Greg Hill show. Kind of showed a lighter side of Bill.
Football aside, there's been some good concerts here this summer. I know that you've talked in the past about how you don't usually do concerts, but you've taken in Bruce Springsteen before. Bruce is here this weekend. You'll be in Nashville. Were you able to go see? Bad. I know, that's a bummer. But did you go to any other concerts leading up to it this summer?
Yeah, saw a little bit of Taylor.
That's my guy.
We were wondering about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was about it.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you get rained out? Were you at that show?
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
she
killed it.
She's tough, man. She just stood out there and played right through it.
I mean, so are you officially? Do you consider yourself to officially be a Swiftie now?
Officially, I don't know about that, but I don't know what officially is.
Seems like Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah. What does that mean? Like you have a sweatshirt or something?
You're gonna have a few.
Yeah.
You can sing. I think you can sing some of the lyrics. You know,
all right, that's enough. First of all, how did they get him? Is this a show? Are they in Boston?
The radio station.
Yeah, they're okay. So all in 1 week. First, I get Stephen A. saying like, and this was Stephen A. was flexing. You know, Stephen A. He was complimentary of Taylor Swift, but Stephen A. was flexing when he was like, "Well, my daughter wanted to go to Taylor Swift, but she wanted to take 9 of her friends. Well, 9 of her friends, and I paid $2,000 for each of the tickets, so that cost me $20,000." That's all I heard. I was like, "Okay, Stephen, you flexing." Then he was like, "Yeah, well, I just came away. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Taylor Swift, that was the best damn show I've ever seen." I didn't even really hear all that because I was too bothered by the flex of him being able to afford $20,000 worth of Taylor Swift tickets. But in 1 week, we get Stephen A. Smith talking about Taylor Swift show, and then Bill Belichick. What am I missing? Because when we were at Cowboy camp, we were dropping off. No, our hotel was by the airport, so I guess it's Inglewood. I don't know Cali that well, but our hotel, Rob and I couldn't check in until 4 because our hotel was sold completely out because Taylor Swift had sold out the Great Western Forum 6 nights in a row. Help me understand this Taylor Swift thing.
I guess Pop's next.
Pop, I don't. I'm not, I don't see myself on 410 knocking Taylor Swift. I'm not going to be riding. I mean, I got a 15-year-old daughter, and I got a 5-year-old daughter, and I got a 27-year-old daughter. And none of them are like, Dad, play Taylor Swift. She's a megastar. She's an uber star. She's out of this world. You sell out an arena 6 times in a row. Rudy J don't have to get it. I don't have to get it, but I don't get it. Why is Bill Belichick at Taylor Swift show? He had to be with his kids. Does he have kids? Bill Belichick's damn near 70. His kids aren't going to Taylor Swift, are they? I don't know. But so Stephen A, now Bill Belichick. Who's next? Who's next on the Taylor Swift tour that I would be shocked about? But yeah, Stephen A, the 20,000, whatever you want to say. We also talked about my Super Bowl dark horses. Get to that in the 9 o'clock hour. But coming back, no, you know what? Since we're talking about Stephen A, Stephon Diggs has since shot it down, but Stephen A said his sources told him Diggs wants out, and maybe does he want to be in Dallas? I don't know.
You got Stephon Diggs, this brother all-world receiver, but clearly wasn't happy, walked out, didn't want to talk to nobody. They came into training camp. They had some friction. They had to get settled and all of this other stuff. Brother wants out, by the way. I'm just telling you what I know. I got my own sources. Brother wants out. He don't want to be in Buffalo anymore. He don't want to. I'm telling you right now. I have my sources. Stephon Diggs got to be there, but he would prefer to be gone because he's lost a level of belief in the Buffalo Bill. That's right. I said it. It's Stephen A, baby. I'm telling you what I know. Okay. They can deny. They can tell you what to do. I have my sources. I'm telling you
All right. Stephon Diggs went to Twitter, said, cut the crap. Don't know who his sources are, but his horse bleep. I didn't ask. I don't want out. Stephen A sources may be trash. Stephon Diggs has to say that. They're 2 weeks away from the regular season starting out. He's done enough already. It was enough of a drama, enough of a novella coming into the season. There was the rumors that him and his brother wanted to play together. The only way that works is if Jerry lets CD walk. You're not going to pay 2 guys over $20 million a year at that position. It's already crazy enough that you're going to re-up CD here shortly, and you got Cooks making $12 million. So I don't see that happening unless you let CD walk, and you're just not going to let CD walk. CD is on his way up. He's getting better and better. Him and Dak finally got their chemistry down. So that's just not happening. So whatever's going to happen there, Josh Allen and him are going to have to figure it out. My thing is, I still feel like Stephon Diggs ain't down with Ken Dorsey being offensive coordinator. I think he feels like Ken Dorsey's incompetent. Like, why? But every receiver's that way, right? Every receiver thinks that they're open all the time. And I'm sure Stephon Diggs was like, why in the hell are we calling all these plays where I'm not the number one option and I'm always open? They'll figure it out. I'm not like Carlin, the guy that comes on after us that always fills in for Greeny. He thinks Buffalo won't even make the playoffs. I ain't going that far. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, but I'm not going to leave them out of the playoffs. They better not miss the playoffs. They better not miss the playoffs, or Mr. Allen or the head coach. Somebody got to go. It won't be Allen. It's got to be the coach. The same with Dak Prescott and Coach Mike McCarthy. Coming back, it's time to talk NBA. The Spurs had downtown talks way before the lottery. Steph Curry has lost his mind, while LeBron wasn't at D-Wade's Hall of Fame induction, and more. Rudy J, Easy-E, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to talk a lot of Cowboys football as usual, but we'll also talk some Texans football. We'll do that with former Texan Indy Kalu. He'll join us at 3:30, plus a special treat just for you, a pair of tickets to go see the Cowboys and the Raiders preseason game number 3 this Saturday night.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I've been going to the Institute for Functional Health now for about 6 years. Let me tell you, there's nothing better than getting a compliment from your son. Hey, you're looking better than you have in a long time. If you've been overweight for a long time, and it's one of those things that now it's getting to the point you've been overweight for so long, the doctors are worried about you. And when the doctor comes and says, hey, you're going to have to drop some weight, or medications are in your future, or injections are in your future, or you're going to spend some time on your back in a hospital, then you start thinking about, how am I going to lose the weight? If you're there, I want you to consider the Institute for Functional Health. This is not a radical weight loss solution. This is a long-term way to take weight off and live a healthier life. The functional part is key. Dr. Torres has changed thousands of lives. People just like you who thought they could never lose weight. Well, he attacked the program in a couple of ways that made it easier for folks like us. One, he kept what works working. What I'm saying is there is one true way to lose weight. It hasn't changed over 1,000 years. You take in more calories or less calories than you burn. If you do that, you're going to lose weight. But how do you do it? How do you exist? That's really been the key, the functional part. Then Dr. Torres takes into consideration your medical history and all that got you to where you are, and he puts together a program that just works. Mine is different from what yours will be. Theirs were very different from others. We got here different ways. How we lose affects the way you live. And what he does is put this all together into a program that literally you can live with. I'm 6 years into this. How many people do you know that have been on the same weight loss program with the same doctor for 6 years? I'll tell you why you haven't seen many, because the sustained success just is not as evident as you get with Dr. Torres. Listen to me. Go to the website. Listen to the testimonials. It works. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself, and I want it for you. The best way to find out about it, first go to the website. It's iffhealth.com. Read that. It's a great resource, but you're not going to know until you meet Dr. Torres. And he is a bundle of energy. I'm just preparing you. So give him a call. Sit down and talk with him. The number is easy. It's area code 210. Go get yourself a pen, 210-468-1891. Give him a call today. Change your life. You will have a bathing suit ready body by the time it cools off here in South Texas. Hey, call IFF today. Meet Dr. Torres. Change your life, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-652-5656. 800-652-5656. That's 800-652-5656.
If you're like me and want sun, fun, and savings all in one in your final weeks of summer shopping, you've got to hurry to Kohl's. I just checked out their biggest clearance event of the season and was able to save up to 85% plus an extra 50% on sunny day essentials for the beach, backyard, and beyond. So what are you waiting for? Get to Kohl's and bring home the coolest finds for the hottest deals. You'll thank me later. Select styles. Offer ends August 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Does that knee pain keep getting worse? How about the pain in your shoulder, hip, or back? Don't let them tell you that steroids and surgery are your only option, and take my advice now to call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics can make that pain go away with all natural, advanced, regenerative medicine. They help people here every day with these amazing natural treatments that restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's like turning back the clock. Regenerative medicine uses concentrated healing agents from your own body to stimulate that damaged tissue in your joints so they work like they're supposed to, and there's zero downtime to it. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting medical breakthrough, and patients here are getting real, lasting relief. And they're saying no to surgery and drugs. If you have pain due to injury or arthritis, you need to check this out, and the consultation's free. Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
According to the San Antonio Express News, the Spurs and the city of San Antonio had talks about a downtown arena well before the draft lottery and obtaining Victor Wembanyama. Also, ESPN released its power rankings for the upcoming season. Chiefs 1, Eagles 2, Bengals, 49ers, and Bills round out the top 5. And the Rangers take on the Diamondbacks again at 8 o'clock right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, good morning. Wake up. You shouldn't still be yawning. It is R&R in the morning. Rudy J. Don't adjust the dial or the YouTube or your online streaming. Rob is out. It's Rudy J. and Craig Hodges, a.k.a. John Paxson, a.k.a. Steve Kerr. He hasn't missed a shot yet, Mr. Edwin Easy E. Hafton. What's up, Edwin?
Nothing much.
You're knocking down the open shots, bro. Just keep knocking down the open shots. I'll do the heavy lifting. I'm going to average 40. When I come to you, you just hit the shot.
LeBron and the LeBronettes?
No, we're not doing that here. We're not doing none of that here. All right? We're not doing that here. LeBron, but, we show up for each other's Hall of Fame inductions. No, I'm not going to kill LeBron for that. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, we've talked about a whole bunch of things. Well, not really a whole bunch. We talked about the Cowboys. We talked about the NFL. Talked a little NBA, but some programming notes that I want to keep y'all abreast upon. Football season is now upon us, and I think San Antonio Sports Star is going to have the best lineup of guests I think the city's ever seen, at least as long as I've been listening to sports talk radio in the great city of San Antonio on any station. Of course, we get Mike McCarthy every Friday. Y'all know that. And the Blitz is going to have Stephen Jones every Thursday. Y'all know that. But also we're going to get some heavy hitters when it comes to covering the Cowboys. Because I know a lot of times y'all be like, man, Rudy, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I get it. I'm an entertainer, not a sports analyst. I'm here to entertain you. I'm not here to know every damn thing about the Cowboys. So you know what smart people do? They hire people smarter than them. They hire people that may know a little bit more about what you're talking about more than you. That's what smart people do. And that's what we did here at San Antonio Sports Star. Starting on September 11th, the morning after Cowboys played, whether that be Monday or Sunday or Thursday, going to be joined by ESPN's Todd Archer at 7:05. Also, the legend himself from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Clarence Hill, will be every Tuesday morning at 7:05. And beginning August 28th, which is next Monday, Coach Traylor, yes, that's right, Coach Traylor will be joining us on Mondays. Doesn't say the time on there, but just trust us that Coach Traylor will be here on Monday. I know he's also going to be on the Blitz. I don't know which day he's going to be on the Blitz, maybe Mondays as well. Maybe Jason or Joe's listening. They'll let you know on their show. But I'm sure today on the Blitz, tune into the Blitz today and listen to Jason Minix. That concert that he was at, he went to 2 concerts for Metallica. Again, no hip hop. It's all heavy metal on this station. Yes, your fault, Pledger. Tune into the Blitz today. They'll tell you when Coach Traylor is going to be on, and Jason will tell you all about his fantastic weekend with his wife and daughter. Fridays at 7:30, as always, blogging with the boys. RJ Ochoa, the star himself, is going to join us. And, of course, 7 a.m. on Fridays, the Mike McCarthy Show. My guy, taking all the bullets, taking all the blame. Dak throwing all the interceptions. Mike McCarthy taking all the blame. So that's just programming news and notes. And of course, our play-by-play is going to be crazy this year as far as Cowboy games, NFL games, Monday night games, Thursday night. We're going to have it all. And we're going to have college as well. So we are going to be your one-stop shop, whether it be guest, whether it be us as far as talent, or whether it be your play-by-play. You don't need to leave this station of 94.1. We are going to make sure you don't have to leave this station all day long. Do you like Steph Curry?
Yeah.
I think he's a great role model, right?
Second best point guard in league history.
He was on the Gilbert Arenas podcast, and Gilbert Arenas asked him if he was the best point guard of all time.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes. Stop it.
Yes. It's
Stop
me
it.
and Magic. That's the conversation.
Like because as we can look at stats all day, right? We can look at stats and try to judge. I wasn't around with Magic. I know, right? So
Me either.
I know there's not a lot of 6'9" point guard. No one's trying. I'm thinking about the '90s growing up. There was nobody trying to be a 6'9" point guard, right? I mean, it just. But I can witness and watch every kid trying to be Curry. You know what I mean? So it's like the influence that you really have on a game from the position as a player. I look at the stats and say, okay, Magic than Curry. When I look at the kids and I watch AAU, it's like, nah.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously I have to answer it that way, but I really feel like, to your point, like Magic's resume is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so the fact that we're even having that conversation it's a place I never thought I'd be in. But the fact that, to your point of like how you grade it and the whole conversation, that's why we have the conversations, because it's fun and it's measuring errors against each other. And I love that's what basketball, that's what sports is all about. That's why people watch. That's why people get in heated debates about it. I love it. So you put me on my own team, I'm gonna rep myself for sure.
You're not even the second best. Love Steph. He's the real deal. He's the real deal, but he ain't even the second best. I got Zeke ahead of Steph. Speaking of Isaiah Thomas, and not the little one that played for the Celtics and 27 other teams. The Isaiah Thomas, Indiana University, Detroit Piston bad boy, low top Pumas, 6'1", getting busy, severely sprained ankle, dropping 25 in the quarter on the road. Had to go up against the Celtics in their prime. Had MJ crying to the league. Had to go through Magic. The only team that had to do that, and the only team that was able to do it. Yeah, I do not have Steph Curry ahead of Isaiah Thomas. I'm sorry, I'm standing on it. He is not. And if we're just talking about point guard, Edwin, just in the truest sense of point guard, what that position means, point guard. Is he better than Chris Paul?
Yeah.
At point guard?
Yeah, he is.
At playing point guard.
He's a better facilitator than I think you give him credit for.
Excuse me?
No, then I think you give him credit for. He plays off the ball a lot because of Steve Kerr's system, but he can facilitate, he can create, he's a point guard.
He's a better point guard than Chris Paul.
Yeah.
You do know where Chris Paul is on the all-time assist lead and steals, and everywhere Chris Paul has gone, he's had success. He just hasn't had a super team like Curry has. He's never been on a super team.
Do you think John Stockton's a better point guard than Steph? Pure point guard?
No.
And you can't say Chris Paul is.
James Pledger, YouTube, screw Zeke, Oscar Robertson, Mr. Triple Double. Great point. I don't even know if I got Steve. I don't even know if I got Steph ahead of Oscar. Neff Ozuna says Magic, Isaiah, Steve Nash was better. Neff, cut it out. Stop it. Look, I like Steve Nash. Steve Nash, but see, I'm gonna be honest with you, Neff. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't know how to not be transparent when this microphone turns on. There's a dark spot for Steve Nash from me. I feel like he stole one of Kobe's MVPs. I do. I think Kobe, I want to say 06, 05. Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs, Neff. So I feel you. I'm not poo-pooing on Steve Nash's career, but the reason I'm hard on Steve Nash is because I feel like he stole one of Kobe's MVPs. My guy should have 2 regular season MVPs. So I'm a little bit biased on that one. So I'll be totally transparent on that. But I don't think Steve Nash is better than Steph Curry, but I do think Zeke is better. And the other guy that's a point guard that's not listed as a point guard, but he is a point guard, I don't think Steph's a better point guard than LeBron James. And I know Steph ain't playing point this year. This year he's gonna be playing off the ball. Because Chris Paul, they went and got Chris Paul. Chris Paul is gonna be the point guard of that team. I don't know if they're going to win a title, but Chris Paul's going to be running the one. So no, but John Stockton, no, I'm not putting him ahead of Steph. Magic, of course, but for him to answer that question so quickly, yes. What? And
Are
then
you the best point guard ever?
Yes.
What? And then I guess you can't, like, again, I'm fine with the answer because we ask athletes to be honest. We hate when athletes, we don't hate it, but like perfect example for what we had to deal with our Spurs. Like they didn't really give us anything, and as we love them and we accepted them for what they were, they put us on the map. They got us titles. They brought us prominence. They put us on the national spotlight, regardless of the ratings and all that stuff. So we love them. We accepted it, but we want more from our athletes. We don't want the boring answers that gives us. So props to Steph. But the thing about it is, keep in mind, he's sitting there next to Gilbert Arenas. You know, I don't know if myself or Rob would have got that answer out of him. Like, you get comfortable when you're with the dogs, when you're with your peers, when you're with guys that laced them up, you with guys that actually went out there and put in work. You get a little bit more comfortable. You kind of laid back, y'all chilling, y'all just chopping it up. And he got a little, got a little beside himself to say, oh, yeah, I'm better than Magic. And then you come back and double back. Oh, man, I have so much respect for him. Magic went to 9 finals. Only people that Magic could easily have 8 rings, but he had to play that dude from Fritchlick, Indiana. He had to play Moses Malone, 4-4-4-4, and Dr. J, 83, when they swept the Lakers. Like, you got to really think who kept Magic from getting 8 titles. Dogs, alphas, all-time greats. Ryan, my main man on digital, says Rudy wants all the smoke today. I want all the smoke every day. I ain't here to please y'all. I ain't here to kiss y'all's ass. I'm here to tell y'all how it is. I'm here to plant my flag. I'm here to stand 10 toes on anything I say. Rudolph Gonzalez, Steph is a small shooting guard, but he's labeled as a floor general. I kind of agree with that, Rudy. I know he's a point, but I don't know. He don't feel like a point guard to me. He doesn't. He feels like a small shooting guard to me.
It's Steve Kerr's system because he plays off the ball a bunch and they have Draymond handling the ball and stuff.
But he ain't Isaiah, dog. I guess that's why it's tough to compare eras. But there's this thing called YouTube. Go YouTube Isaiah Thomas, man. He won a national title in college as well. Now, he went to Indiana. He played for Bob Knight. That was, they had a really, really good team. But still, he's not Isaiah. No. He might be 4th best behind Magic, Isaiah, and LeBron. And if you were playing 5-on-5, are you picking Steph Curry before you pick AI? If you at LA Fitness and we run in, are you picking Steph before you pick AI?
Yeah.
Perfect example. And this is why I throw AI in the conversation. AI's 0-1 team that got all the way to the finals and got beat 4-1 by the Lakers. Steph Curry can't get that team to the finals. Eric Snow and Aaron McKee and Dikembe Mutombo. Steph Curry cannot get them to the finals. Hell no, he can't. Hell no, he couldn't get that team to the finals. I always say, what was more impressive? AI's 0-1 team getting to the finals or LeBron's 0-7 team getting to the finals? What's more impressive to y'all? Because both were really, really impressive and both got dog walked once they got to the finals. The Spurs dog walked LeBron's 0-7 team. And Kobe and Shaq lost one. That was the only game that the Lakers lost in that entire playoff run. It's because they had like 20 days off because they had swept the Spurs, they had swept Sacramento, and they had swept Portland. They had swept Portland, Sacramento, and the Spurs. Like dog walked all 3 of them and had to wait like 15 days. And by the time Philly was done getting to the finals, they were came out with the cobwebs. I think AI dropped damn near 50, does the step over on Tyronn Lue, but then the Lakers never look back and they win that series 4-1. What was more impressive to y'all? AI 0-1, LeBron 0-7. 6563776. Text me or YouTube me or tweet me. But no, Steph Curry, that's why I threw AI in this conversation. Because we seen Steph with lesser teams. They were in the lottery. Now, he didn't have Clay. He didn't have Clay. Didn't have Clay, but they end up picking James Wiseman second overall. Y'all really think Steph Curry could get that 07 Cleveland team to the finals? Beat Chauncey Billups Pistons? Go for 26 straight points? You think he could take that Cleveland team to the finals? No. And I know for damn sure he wasn't taking Dikembe Mutombo, Aaron McKee, and Eric Snow to the finals on that 01 Larry Brown coach team. Hell no. No, sir. Not at all. So I hear you, Steph. I hear you. Now, one place that I won't disagree with Steph on is on the golf course. He's a bad man on the golf course. But my home course, I might be able to get him because I know the greens. And I'm talking about the greens at Golf Club of Texas. Just played out there this past Sunday. Course is in fantastic shape. My flat stick was just on fire. I'm draining putts from 10 feet, from 15 feet, from 2 feet, just breaking people's backs. Made the team tap out 13 holes in. We didn't even have to go to through the full 18 if we didn't want to. Golf Club of Texas. It's not a country club. It is not a country club, but it definitely has a country club feel. They host weddings all year round. They have the best sit-down restaurant on that side of town, and the views from the 10 Cup bar are unmatched. I'm talking about you can see for miles and miles and miles. When I went out there with Rob, that was the first thing he said. We're sitting there at the 10 Cup bar on their 1 year anniversary. The Blitz had done their show out there, and Rob's like, man, I can see so far from here. And it is a full bar. It's not just beer and wine. It is a full bar. And the staff from top to bottom is awesome. They treat you like family, and that's the one thing I love about the Golf Club of Texas. And also, they're staying open till 10 o'clock every night now for football season, whether it be Horns, whether it be the Aggies, whether it be the Cowboys. They're going to take care of you. So if you have a round of golf and you want to finish up watching the game out there, Golf Club of Texas is the place for you to do it. And all the way through August, go to golfclubtexas.com, type in my name, Rudy J, and save 25% on your round. It's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas. Yeah, that 01 AI, but that 07 LeBron, don't sleep on that 07 LeBron team. Joshua Menez, LeBron's 07 team was the worst team to make it to the finals. LeBron gained a lot of respect for taking that trash to the finals. I agree. Don't sleep on how bad that team was. That was a real bad team, but I always like to compare those two teams. We got 3 votes for 01 AI and 1 vote right now for LeBron 07. Keep them coming in. What was a better accomplishment? And they both lost, but still a hell of an accomplishment. A lot of people on LeBron James, including Stephen A. Smith, a lot of people giving him a lot of crap because in this Hall of Fame induction where we had Becky and we had Becky Hammond, we had Greg Popovich, we had Tony Parker, and we had one Dwayne Wade. But there was somebody significant missing, and it was LeBron James. The entire Heatles were there. The Heatles were there, all except LeBron. People on him. Anytime there's a reason to get on LeBron, people do it. I'm one of them. I line up to kick him while he's down too. I ain't gonna lie. But in this situation, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. That's his guy. That's his bro. I mean, they traveling together, family, probably each other's kids' godfather. Like, that's a real bond there. I'm willing to, I bet a mortgage payment, and it's not even that much. My mortgage's not that high. I do radio. Need more money. We all do. I bet a mortgage payment, though, that LeBron called D-Wade, was like, hey, man, I ain't going to be able to make it XYZ. I'm so sorry. Love you, man. You know I would be there. He was the reason there had to be a great excuse. He went to Chris Bosh's. Now, Chris Bosh got the biggest rebound in Heatles history. Maybe that's why he saved LeBron from losing another finals. But I digress. He was at Chris Bosh's Hall of Fame induction. You think he didn't want to be at D-Wade's? There had to be a great reason. Now, is bad optics when he shows up with Bronny to the Drake concert last night, and Drake had on a terrible outfit? You could Google it if you didn't see it. Drake, one of the best artists to ever do it, but one of the worst dressers to ever walk the planet Earth as far as this hip-hop community goes. This guy needs a stylist in the worst way. He should call me. I can help him out, but Drake dresses horrible. But he walked out with LeBron and Bronny. So that looks weird when you're like, damn, because Edwin kind of gave it, we were talking about it in the break. I was like, is that weird? And Edwin was like, well, keep in mind his son did just have pretty much a heart attack. His son just went into cardiac arrest. Maybe he didn't want to leave his son's side. And then walking out in LA to the concert with Drake. I mean, they live there, so you don't have to travel. I don't know. But I'm going to give LeBron the benefit of the doubt on that one. There's no way he missed D-Wade's Hall of Fame induction without a really, really, really good reason. So I'm not going to kill him for that. I just refuse to do that. Anyway, 656-3776. Steph Curry, best point guard of all time, in y'all's opinion? Or is he even top 3? Is he even top 5? Pledger chimed in on YouTube saying, hey, man, I don't even know if he's better than Oscar Robinson, Mr. Triple-Double. But I asked the question, is he even better than Chris Paul? He's better than Russell Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just running down the list. Jay Glenn, YouTube, LeBron couldn't miss that hair painting appointment. Wow. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, that is unnecessary. And I take my shot at LeBron. But the hair jokes ain't funny because I'm bald. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I run into some money. I run real money. Real money. Like, I'm fine. I do fine. I do. I prayed for days like this. I'm grateful for the job I have. I'm grateful for the money I make. But if I run into some real money, oh, y'all gonna see Rudy with hair. I'm gonna go get me a man wig. I don't know if y'all seen the man wigs. I'm gonna go get me some waves. And guess what? And I'm gonna be smiling. I'm gonna be chin up, chest out. I'm going to get some waves if I run into some real money. Women wear extensions. Women wear wigs. They wear eyelashes. They got lip fillers, booties, breasts. But I can't go get some waves. Stop it. I run into some real money. I'm going to get a man wig. I think it's called a unit, a man unit. I'm going to get one. Google a man wig. They put this big old patch of hair on you. It's real hair, but it already has waves in it. They put it on you. They glue it down, and then they trim it up and they edge you up. Man, it looks great. It looks great. Now, the thing I don't like about LeBron, I think he does those like plugs. I don't like the plugs. Just go on and do the man unit. That's what it's called. Do the man unit. I can't wait. Let me run into some money. Y'all gonna be mad. That's why I don't make fun of LeBron about the hair. Y'all don't know what it's like being bald. Y'all don't know what it's like, man. Let me tell you why I don't like being bald. There is 10,775,643 black bald men with beards. We all look the same. I'm tired of looking like every bald black. I look like Marcus Spears. You know what I'm saying? I look just like Marcus Spears. Now Marcus is a little bit bigger than me now that I've been on my weight loss journey, but I look like so many black dudes. I'm tired of it. I'm going to get me some waves. Let me get some bread, man. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Jay Glenn on YouTube says don't do it. I'm doing it. And I'm not gonna care what y'all think. That's another freedom that y'all don't understand. That's another freedom. Really not giving a damn is life-changing. Is life-changing when you really, really don't give a damn. And I'm going to get me a man wig, and it's going to have waves. One day y'all going to see me, I'm going to be bald. The next day I'm going to have waves. And, I'm going to take a whole bunch of pictures. Fred Robert Caceres, LeBron didn't want to see the Spurs again. Too many memories. I heard somebody say that. Somebody called Stephen A. show and said, I don't think he wanted to be around that many Spurs at the Hall of Fame induction. Hey, man, he won one against the Spurs. He won one. He's all right. That first one didn't count. That one didn't even count. More football talk on the other side. Rudy J, Edwin Hafner, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Raiders at 6 p.m.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection.
Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Former pro football offensive tackle Mitch Schwartz knows for a guy, buying jewelry is a daunting task at most stores, but not if you go to Diamonds Direct.
It's very simple and very easy process for a guy to go in there and not be overwhelmed.
Mitch found Diamonds Direct and has been back many times buying jewelry for his wife, Brooke, and he's never felt any pressure.
They're going to educate you about what you're looking for, what the diamonds are, how the process works.
At Diamonds Direct, we respect both you and your budget.
I think everyone's kind of searching for value. You don't want to be taken advantage of, and Diamonds Direct is leading in that regard. You're going to feel really comfortable there. You're going to have a good time. You're going to find something that looks amazing and that you're going to get the best value for it.
So if you're worried about getting sweaty palms, or relax. Take Mitch's advice and enjoy the experience at Diamonds Direct.
We have definitely recommended Diamonds Direct to friends, to other teammates. Everyone else who has been through there has had as awesome an experience as we have.
Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get directions, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
It is football time. Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy. Go download the app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. And I love playing at Underdog Fantasy because it's easy, it's fast, and you can win some real money. Underdog Fantasy has a new way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it's legal in Texas and a lot of fun. Build your dream team today. Head over to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control rental and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up on the Blitz, we're going to talk to Indy Kalu, all things Houston Texans. Have they named a starter yet? We'll ask Indy. He's joining us at 3:30. Plus, we got a special treat just for you. a pair of tickets to the Cowboys-Raiders game this Saturday night. You'll have your opportunity. Rudy, Rob, y'all can't play.
No need to play, Joe. I'm a credentialed member of the media. All right. Now, if I had the Southwest points that Jason has, I'd be up there a lot more often than watching the Cowboy games. But yes, as Joe just alluded to, they're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to that last preseason game against the Raiders up there, Jerry World. And each week, well, each home week, obviously, each week we're going to be giving away a pair of Cowboy tickets. We'll rotate. 1 week, obviously, the first regular season game at Jerry's World, we'll be giving the tickets away. Then the Blitz will get the next pair. Then we'll get a pair. Then they'll get a pair. So we're going to rotate, but we're going to be hooking y'all up. We're going to be taking care of y'all. We're going to be making sure you're tapped into 94.1, whether it be the tickets, whether it be the guests. Don't forget Hot Ticket Thursday. We got the best guests. We got Mike McCarthy. We got Stephen Jones. We got Todd Archer. We got Clarence Hill. We got John Machota. You heard Indy Kalu. It's Jeff Traylor. It has, since I've been listening to Sports Talk Radio and since about 98, never been a lineup like this. Ever. Not here, not across the street, not the small time CBS was here. Never been this many great guests on one station. Ever in your life have you heard this. Now, I know my main man, Don Harris, used to have the Greg Popovich show, which was dope. That was dope because Pop don't do that type of stuff. That was dope. I got a tip, but that's Don, though. You know, Don's a legend. That's different. You know, that's my guy. That's a little bit different. That was super dope because Pop don't do those things. But other than that, nothing can touch what San Antonio Sports Star is doing. Don't lie to yourselves. Don't lie to yourselves. It's not healthy. But now the thing about it with these Dallas Cowboy tickets that we're going to be giving away. Yeah, I know Hot Ticket Thursday, it just depends on what number Rob and Jason are pondering on. They're number 9, or if Pledger pisses Jason off and he wants Pledger to stay long, Jason will say caller 25. It's not going to be that. You're going to have to work for these. It may be trivia. It may be listening for a sounder. It is not going to be just, hey, at 9:20, we're going to give away Cowboy tickets. And then you just sit around and you're going to be calling number 8. We will not be doing that. I repeat, we will not be doing that. You're going to have to work for these. These tickets cost too much money for us to just hand them to you because you got lucky on a phone call. No, we're going to make you work for them. And it'll be worth it. I mean, I've been to Jerry World twice. Yeah, twice. The tailgate is better than the game to me. Like, there's tailgates, and then there's tailgates at Jerry World. The tailgate, don't get it twisted now. UTSA tailgate is also really, 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 really fun. Like, UTSA, I've had some days. I'm talking about I've had some tailgates at UTSA. I don't want to even talk about it. There's some pictures that I hope, stay locked away. UTSA tailgate is fun. But when I went to that Jerry World tailgate, man, the tailgate I was at with my cousin, it was like 4 TVs, free food, unlimited booze. I was ready to stay outside. I was like, yo, let's stay outside. But my wife was with me and she was like, look, I've never been inside. I want to go inside. And then we went inside and it wasn't the tailgate. The tailgate was still a better setup. Everything was free. My cousin had us laid out and we was right across the street where the tailgate was set up. We were literally across the street from Walmart. We could walk to the Walmart, go get more beer if we needed to, whatever. Yes, Gilbert, I did a Dallas Cowboy Stadium tour for one of my family reunions. They set up, we were in the locker room, all that good stuff. That was a fantastic time too. But the Cowboy tailgate is fire. Now, it's expensive. Oh, that's right. I did a different tailgate also with my man Dave Sears from Alamo Cycleplex. He has like a Benz Winnebago. That was fire. That was fire too. That was a tailgate, but we went in on that one. Now, that game was different. Now, that was different. Shout out to Dave at Alamo Cycleplex. I was 6th row. Okay. I was in the seats where I didn't have to watch the Jumbotron. And y'all know, anybody that's been to Jerry World, y'all know 6th row ticket that's prime real estate. You don't get that. Like, no, that's not normal. Now, that was different. I'll give that. But now when the other time I went with some friends and I went with my wife, we sat in some zone, like a party zone. The tailgate was way better, but Jerry World tailgate is fire. So yes, we're going to make y'all work for those tickets. We can't just hand those over with caller number 9. Man, yeah, football season gets started. Yes, Gilberto. I haven't been to a UT tailgate. I've never been to a UT game. I've never been to an A&M game. That's unfortunate. Considering I'm really a stone's throw away, I have no idea why I haven't gone to a Longhorn game. I guess because all the ones that I want to go to, they're the games that it's just almost like I would have loved to have gone to see Alabama, but I mean, I can't get that ticket. And the thing about it, when you're in my job, certain prices I'm just not willing to pay. Like I'll pay for certain things when it comes to sporting events. Maybe. But when we're talking about Alabama UT, and I know that, with the right strings, I could get a credential and get in. I just have a hard time paying. So the games that I've wanted to go to, there's just the games that are just far too expensive. But I got to get to a UT game. Rob has and then my partner, supposed to be my friend. He is my friend. He takes good care of me when he can. But how is Rob not taking me to an Aggie game? I bet he's taking Minix. He's taking his ex. I'm sure he's taking his ex-boyfriend, Jason Minix. He ain't took me, though. I'm kind of starting to feel a way about that. Maybe I'll just call Andrew Monaco myself and get some tickets. And don't want to take me. Hopefully, Rob's feeling better tomorrow. And if he's not, stay gone, Rob. If you're listening, hopefully you're in bed getting some rest. But if you're not 100%, don't come in here with the cooties. It's too airtight in here. And you got to use Joe's mic. I don't want you passing anything to Joe. Joe's getting up there in age. It takes a little while for him to recover from sickness. Y'all guys that are pushing 60, y'all AARP guys, y'all take a little bit longer to heal. I ain't there with y'all yet. I'm the young boy on the station. Well, talent. I know you're talent too, but you don't. Yeah, I'm the young boy on the station. Is it Super Bowl or bust for all 32 teams? Absolutely not. But there's a lot of teams, and that's the beauty of the NFL. Everybody feels like at the beginning of the season, they have a chance. Well, I got some dark horses for you. I'm going to give you dark horses from each division that have a chance to go play in the Roomba that is Las Vegas. I cannot wait. Starting in the AFC East, my dark horse that could possibly get out to Las Vegas in February is, you said it, Tua Tagovailoa. He's been taking jiu-jitsu. He's been learning how to fall. He's not going to have that many concussions. He's got Waddle. He's got Tyreek Hill. Now, Xavier Howard can beat the Chargers. For those that haven't heard, Xavier Howard, all-world DB for the Dolphins. In a little bit of hot water, allegedly recorded some young lady while they were having relations without her consent and shared it with other young ladies that refused to have relations with him. So I guess what they're alleging is, Howard, tried to get at the girls and they were like, hey, no, we don't want you. So he sends a video of him in action. Like, well, this is what you're missing, allegedly. So all I can say, young ladies out there, just don't send nudes. Don't let anybody record you because he's going to show somebody. I guarantee you. But if all that works out, the Dolphins are a dark horse to make it out of the AFC East and all the way to the Super Bowl. Moving on to the AFC North. He's 2 years removed from massages. He's knocked the rust off. He has Nick Chubb. He has Amari Cooper when Amari Cooper feels like playing. He has one of the best edge rushers in the game in Myles Garrett. That's right. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns, a.k.a. the mistake by the lake. They're my dark horse out of the AFC North. If Deshaun Watson can turn that clock back, now keep in mind, he's going to need Amari Cooper to feel like playing. Cowboy fan, y'all know how Amari Cooper is. He's okay not being on the field in the most important play of the game. Helmet on his hip, laughing, smiling, no beef at all, just happy. If Amari Cooper's locked in, watch out for the Browns. AFC South, long hair, don't care. That's right. The hair is hanging out from underneath the helmet. Coming back from 27-0 in the wild card round versus the other long hair, don't care, Justin Herbert. That's right, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Super Bowl pedigree with Doug Peterson. I like what they've built. They're young. They're hungry. Chip on their shoulder. Late in the third, early fourth, they're in that game against the Chiefs. Bad, ugly, horrible interception by long hair, don't care. Late in that game against the Chiefs, they end up losing. You're not supposed to beat the Chiefs yet, but watch out for those Jags as a dark horse. Moving all the way over to the AFC West. He's been in trouble for, what was it? Bounty Gate. Won a Super Bowl when New Orleans was just in shambles. The team didn't know. We tried to steal their team away. Drew Brees couldn't throw the ball anymore. Sean Payton is a wizard. Everybody's written Russell Wilson off. My co-host has written him off, said he's washed up. I think Sean Payton can fix all those problems that Nathaniel Hackett laid upon the Denver Broncos. The defense is fine. I don't have any concerns about the Broncos defense. But if they can take care of those pre-snap penalties and he can hold Russell accountable for his turnovers, watch out for the Broncos making that quick jump over to the Las Vegas for a dark horse in the Super Bowl. NFC North. Everybody's high on the Lions. Everybody's talking about the Lions. Me too. I like the Detroit Lions. But my dark horse, jet black horse out of the NFC North is Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, and the Green Bay Packers. What's the best thing for a young quarterback? A really good play caller and a really good running game. And the Green Bay Packers have both. NFC South, a lot of people high on this team as well because the South is down. We don't know what Atlanta's going to be, but we know Carolina's not ready. And we know Tampa Bay, they got Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Hell no, it ain't going to be them. A lot of people high on the Saints, but we're talking about dark horse to get all the way to the Super Bowl. They legit have 2 starting quarterbacks, and I think at some point this season, Jameis Winston takes that job over. He looked fantastic in preseason game 2. 3 drives, 3 scores, and he's got a chip on his shoulder as well. He is a national champion too, and he has that starting quarterback pedigree through for 35, 40 touchdowns a couple years ago. Had 35, 40 interceptions. But nonetheless, he threw for 35, 40 touchdowns as well. Watch out for the Saints. NFC West, DK Metcalf, Njigba, Lockett, K9, Pete Carroll, Surfboard Pete, and of course, the reinvigorated Geno Smith. Watch out for those Seattle Seahawks, man. They got into the playoffs last year. I think they're going to be even better this year. Of course, the 49ers, of course, the Eagles. You know what I mean? Yeah, we get it. They should be at the top of the NFC. NFC is down right now. But dark horse, I'm rolling with the Seahawks. And last but not least, the NFC East. When you haven't been to an NFC title game since 96, you ain't been to the Super Bowl since 96, you haven't really done anything since 96, you got to be considered a dark horse, even if you're one of the favorites, even if you won a division recently. I'm rolling with your and ours. When I say ours, I'm talking about San Antonio Sports Star. Your Dallas Cowboys as a dark horse to make it all the way to Las Vegas. On paper, this is a February team. There aren't many holes. The only hole that everybody's talking about is backup offensive line. What team's backup offensive line isn't a sight for sore eyes? Everybody. I saw Patrick Mahomes run backwards 400 yards versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because his offensive line was trash. There is no overcoming a bad offensive line. And of course their backups are bad. Everybody's backups on the offensive line are bad. Other than that, there are no holes on this team. 2 number 1 wide receivers. Tony Pollard is going to be running for a new deal. Dak Prescott playing for a new deal. Micah Parsons is trying to get $40 million. Diggs got the bag. He went and got Gilmore. The safeties, they're loaded at safety. How many safeties they got? 4 or 5 different safeties? They got to make some. They're going to be cut. Dallas team on paper so good. They're going to be cutting players that are going to go start somewhere else. This is a February team. But you got to be a dark horse when you ain't done a damn thing since 95. So that's my dark horses. Miami, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Broncos, Cowboys, Packers, Saints, and the Seahawks. And before you kill me on Twitter, and before you kill me on the text, and before you kill me on YouTube, keep in mind, I did say these are dark horses. What music is that? What's the name of that song called? It gets me hyped. It gets me pumped up.
I think it's just the NFL Blitz music.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. Gets me ready. It is football season. It's about that time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. Fantasy drafts. Anybody got their fantasy drafts coming up? I guess we're not doing a San Antonio Sports Star draft, which I'm perfectly fine with. I really don't want to play this year. Fantasy, it takes up too much time, man. Like, I hate being somewhere. Like, the thing about it is, like, even when you're out somewhere, you got to be on your damn phone all day. You got to be watching the waiver wire. You got to see who points, and it's fun. It is fun. Don't get me wrong, but it makes you watch. Like, fantasy football is the only damn thing you can see. I'm literally sitting there rooting against Justin Fields because I'm playing him in fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting there watching the Bears and like, well, damn, he has Justin Fields. Justin Fields already has a 60-yard touchdown. If if he runs 10 more yards, I lose my fantasy, but I win my game. I don't want to do that. I get it. I've won fantasy. When I'm locked in, nobody's beating me. Nobody's beating me. It's just that simple. But I just got to be locked in. I'm like Amari Cooper. Like when I'm locked in, I'm one of the best. I remember winning. I think one year I won 3 leagues out of 4. Took my kids Christmas shopping with that money. Like I could do that every year if I really wanted to lock in, but I don't really want to lock in. It's a lot of time and effort if you want to win it. And I don't play, and I play to win. I play to win. I think we are. Fred, Robert, Caceres, hey, Rudy Jerry, y'all doing pro pick this year. I don't see that going away. We do pro pick every year. Now I am going to be doing a pick'em league with my good buddy Bo out there at Golf Club of Texas. He hit up myself and Jason and Pledger about doing a pick'em league. Now, that's different, like picking the games and picking spreads. That's different. I don't have to sit there and be paying attention to receivers and, well, this guy got hurt, so now I got to get up in the morning and hit the waiver wire. I don't want to do all that. But pro pick'em, I'm down to do that. I can do that in my sleep. But yeah, I think I'm going to skip. If we don't do a station fantasy, probably not playing this year. And that's no disrespect, fantasy guys. Y'all really make the NFL what it is. Yourselves and gamblers. Y'all make the NFL the juggernaut that it is. They have fantasy shows. The damn injury report is for gambling and for fantasy. So no knock against it. I'm not calling you, geeks or nothing like that because I'm a fantasy geek. I just don't feel like doing it this year. So I won't. There's that. You want Jonathan Taylor? Or are you good with Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle and all those guys?
You know how much they would be paying the running back room if they paid Jonathan Taylor?
I'm kidding. But speaking of the running back room for the Cowboys, a lot of talk that Deuce may have played his way into not even having to play the final preseason game. Same with Rico Dowdle. Same with a few Cowboys that have already, they're pretty much, we know that they've made the team. But now I'm hearing, and Mike McCarthy said he hasn't decided on who's going to play, let alone who's going to start. But the running back room, it's going to be, I think it's coming down to Rico and Deuce, who's like legit RB2. Now, the thing about it is, I think you can give it to Rico because you're going to use Deuce in so many other places. He's going to be specialty. He's going to be special teams. The reason I say special teams, I really think Turpin has played his way into the 5th receiver. And I think they're going to use him a lot more in offensive sets. I mean, I'm just going off Mike McCarthy. I don't want to call my guy a liar. Mike McCarthy said they got to find a way to get him the ball. CD said if there's somebody they got to find a way to work into the offense, they said it was going to be Turpin. So I think if Turpin's going to take more actual offensive snaps, and maybe Deuce, even though when we were out there at Cowboy camp, he muffed a couple punts, he's kind of redeemed himself, and he scored 2 touchdowns. Rico scored a touchdown too, but I think Deuce may take over the special teams duties sometimes here and there, and they work Turpin in more on the offensive side of the ball. So again, a lot of great things on paper. Can the Cowboys make it translate, and can they execute the game plan once the lights are the brightest, as my main man Herm Edwards says? Fun show today, man. Fun show today. I hate when Rob's not here. It's not the same. It's not R&R in the morning. It's not the same. We're a team. But nonetheless, a good time. Pledge just texted me that if Rob is still sick, if Rob's still sick tomorrow, Pledger will be with me tomorrow. Don't forget, the Blitz is coming up today at 2. They're going to be joined by San Antonio Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken, Indy Kalu. Or was that Texas Hall of Fame? Was that San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame, or was that Texas?
San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. Indy Kalu played for the Eagles and the Texans. He played for the Texans too. I don't know. He played for a lot of teams, but they're going to be talking Texans with Indy Kalu at 3:30. Don't forget, Stephen Jones Thursdays, Mike McCarthy Friday, RJ Bachoa Friday, Clarence Hill Jr. on Tuesdays at 7, ESPN's Todd Archer after every Cowboy game. So if it's a Monday night game, he'll join us Tuesday. If it's Sunday, so on and so forth, 7:05. We're chock full. It's going to be a really, really, really good football season. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to being back here tomorrow morning at 6. Lord, it's early wake-ups. I don't think I've gotten used to mornings just yet. Nonetheless, great show, Steph Curry. And anything that you guys may have missed, if you just tuned in and you're like, damn, I missed a good show. You did. But guess what? you can still hear it. You can go to sasportstar.com/audio vault and listen to whatever part. All 4 hours were fantastic. I mean, it was great radio, but still not the same without my guy here. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow. I had a blast, you guys. Edwin, you knocked down all your shots, man. You knocked down all your shots. I can come back to you. It's R&R in the morning. Tune into the Blitz at 2.
It's R&R in the morning. Follow Rob at Rob Thompson ESPN and Rudy at